Welcome back to downtown Phoenix, the 26-13 Phoenix Suns, the 15-24 Seattle Sonics. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Discount Tire Company. Visit Discount Tire Company on the web by logging on to discounttire.com. Discount Tire, low prices, more choices, and the best brands. A new starting center for the Seattle Sonics. It's second-year player Robert Swift making his first start of the season. Luke Ridnour, Ray Allen in the backcourt, Vladimir Radmanovic and Rashard Lewis are the forwards for the new head coach. For the Seattle Sonics, Bob Hill, who took over January 3rd for Bobby Weiss. Since he took over, the Sonics team just 2-7 under Bob Hill, who's changed the entire coaching manual for the coaching staff and the players. So big-time transition for the Sonics. Now the starting lineup for the hometown Phoenix Suns, and a change from Mike D'Antoni. Instead of Boris Diaw, it's Leandro Barbosa, the Brazilian blur in the backcourt, with Steve Nash, Roger Bell, Sean Marion the forwards, and Kurt Thomas, the man in the middle for Suns head coach Mike D'Antoni. So they say Steve Nash may be having a better season than he did last year when he won MVP. D'Antoni might be out coaching himself from last season when he won Coach of the Year. He's been more demonstrative on the sideline, showing that fire and fury for the Suns this season, while Amari Stoudemire has been out. Time now for tonight's AutoZone matchup presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. It seems like every time the Suns and Sonics match up, Dan Marley, we get Rashard and Sean.
Yeah, two guys scoring about the same clip, 21 a game. Rashard a better shooter than Sean. Sean more athletic and a better rebounder. These two guys are very athletic, and it'll be a lot of fun to watch here tonight.
Of course, the big question is, going back to Seattle, is anybody paying attention to the Sonics team? Not only the fact that they're 9 games under 500, that's bad enough. They lost 4 in a row, but there's this other little game going on, I guess.
20-7 right at Seattle, so they're happy up there in the Northwest.
Yeah, exactly, and probably a good thing for Rashard Lewis, Ridnour, Ray Allen, Reggie Evans over there, that nobody's really paying attention to them. My heart goes out to Kevin Calabro and Craig Elo tonight, who's doing the game for Sonics Television. They're probably just talking to themselves this evening.
They're not watching the game. They're watching the monitor in front of them, the football game. So
all eyes on those Seahawks, and hosting Carolina in the NFC Championship game. So Ray Allen, I mentioned, his first game back from suspension was the loss against Toronto. This is game number 2. It was a 3-game suspension handed down by the NBA. Little brouhaha with Keon Dooling of the Orlando Magic, and it spilled over into the front row.
Well, Ray Allen, the shooter, trying to get the ball here, and Dooling just runs him over, kind of taps him. Ray's not going to take that. Dooling stepped up, and there you go in the first row, and Ray Allen got suspended, and he's back now. But as a shooter and offensive player, you got to protect yourself and not let those things happen. And Ray Allen, a veteran of this league, still one of the best 2 guards and shooters that the NBA has.
And really the consensus is that Ray Allen, Keon Dooling, both 2 of the nicest guys you'd meet in the league. But everything changes when that ball goes up and they...
Nice is overrated, Tom.
Hit their competitive fire. You're a nice guy.
No, I said it's overrated.
Sometimes. So the Phoenix Suns, perfect at home in January, trying to make it 7-0 before embarking on that 6-game road trip. The team will take off tomorrow for Orlando and start that 6-game roadie against the Magic on Tuesday. There is Robert Swift winning the tip for this Sonics team. Swift is 7 feet, 245, came straight out of high school in Bakersfield, California. He's still just 20 years of age, has been working on his game relentlessly with assistant coach Jack Sigma. Trying to get inside position, takes the lob feed, but a 3-second lane violation on Swift.
And they really like this kid. I thought he did a good job there, positioned his body and just got caught in the lane too long, but really showed some maturity there.
Jack Sigma seemed to be growing a little impatient with the skills and confidence of Swift during the offseason, but they've seen drastic improvement over the last 2 to 3 weeks. Suns' first possession of the night. Number 1 scoring team in the league. Raja Bell cans it. And Suns off to a 2-0 start.
We'll see Raja Bell really starting to look for a shot more, being more offensive-minded.
And a different kind of a shot, not just the spot-up, Jay, as he leaned in for that one. Raja coming off the 18 points in the Suns' win here at home over the Lakers. 106-93 on Friday night. Suns still undefeated here at U.S. Airways Center since they changed the name. Ray Allen pops out, rebounded by Kurt Thomas. Nash looks ahead. He has Raja to his left, Sean Marion to his right. Gives it off to Raja Bell for 3. The big shot. And rebounded there by Swift. Swift averaging just 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 13 minutes of play. On the fly, Rashard Lewis to the 10th floor. Back quickly come the Suns. Marion tips it over to Barbosa, who finishes at the cup.
Well, that's Leandro being in the right place at the right times. That ball got to Barbosa, but we're going to see this a lot here tonight. Two teams that love to get up and run, both averaging over 100 points a game. After
the jam by Rashard, took 3 seconds for the Suns to score. Met at the top, Robert Swift, and a ticket to the line. Foul assessed there on Kurt Thomas. Expect a lot of points here tonight since Bob Hill took over the reins of this Sonics team. In the 9 games, they've given up 108 points per game. They are dead last in the NBA in points allowed and field goal percentage defense.
I mean, dead last, averaging about 106 they give up. And then this is the unbelievable stat. Almost 50% their opponents shoot a game. I mean,
that's unheard of.
That's unheard of, especially in this day. A lot of these guys can't just stand in an open gym and shoot 50%. They're not that good of shooters. But this Phoenix Suns team may score 200 here tonight if they get hot.
You're right. That means they're mixing in layups and dunks, a lot of free passes into the hoop.
And I talked to the radio announcers and their TV guys that you talked about, and I said, what's the problem with your defense? I said, they cannot stop any penetration at all. I said, watch Steve Nash just get wherever he wants here tonight.
And one of the changes that Bob Hill imposed when he took over was putting Vladimir Radmanovic into the starting lineup. Saw very spotty minutes for Bobby Weiss, and he is not known as a very good defender. Trying to post up now on Barbosa is Radmanovic. Leandro with the defensive call. Boris Diaw will come off the bench tonight. Rajabel strips him clean. Here comes Nash and the Suns. Back in transition D, though, is Seattle in good form. Nash will pick and roll with Kurt Thomas. One-handed grab goes out of bounds, and they'll give it to Seattle.
And that's why this Phoenix Suns team's a better defensive team this year, because of the weak side. That time, Leandro had a mismatch, and Rajabel came down and stripped.
You know, they said they implemented a new strategy going with the more man-to-man defense, but you are
guard somebody?
Yeah.
That was the new strategy?
That helps. Ray Allen slapped away by Rajabel, but lately you haven't seen the Suns. More help defense. Lobbing it up as Nash for Barbosa. Couldn't finish. Rebounded by Swift.
Well, you talk about that weak side. They're going more one-on-one in the post, which means the guys from the other side have to be aware and come over. And that's why the Phoenix Suns, even though they don't have tall players or a dominant center, they're a good shot blocking team. I mean, they're 9th in the league in block shots.
Kurt Thomas put a stamp on that shot by Luke Ridnour. 4 blocks by the Suns already. A couple of low strips, and the Sonics start out 1 of 7 shooting from the field here tonight. Coming off a 121-113 loss to Toronto, and Steve Nash called for carrying the basketball.
Good call. Looked like he wanted to make the pass at the last second, changed his mind and tried to put it on the floor again, got called for the carry.
Bob Delaney with the call. He's one of the officials along with Jess Kersey
and one of the
Tony
better
Brown.
officials, I must say.
Really?
Yes, and I don't say that often.
No, you don't. Jess Kersey.
And I won't say
always popular. And it's Luke Ridnour killing his dribble, finding Rashard Lewis from the outside, and pops it. Rashard Lewis with the jam and the J. And he has 2 hoops, 4 points. Nash setting up Rajabel. Quickly back come the Suns. Raja comes up short. Another rebound for Swift. He already has 4 caroms here in the first quarter.
The Suns have to be careful in their shot selection here. We talked about how bad the defense is for Seattle. They want to settle for a lot of jump shots early here. They want to just put their heads down and go to the hole.
Swift trying to spin on Kurt Thomas, loses it out of bounds. And that'll be something to watch, too. Swift only averages 13 minutes per game. 7 feet in his second year. Conditioning could be a problem. Barbosa, and that's a goaltending call on Swift.
That's what I was talking about right there. Barbosa, one of the better guys on this team about putting his head down and going to the basket.
Swift already looks tired out there. He is sucking wind. Ridnour cut off there by Kurt Thomas, and then bails out to Radmanovic. 8:35 and counting here in the first quarter. A blocking foul on Barbosa. So Barbosa certainly has the quickness on the Radmanovic matchup, but gives up a good 6-7 inches.
Well, this is a guy you really have to respect his outside shot. He loves to shoot the 3, and that's what Leandro did. Kind of went up off his feet and got in a bad position, tried to recover, but was called for the foul.
Radmanovic has been struggling with his shot, though. The last 4 games averaging only 6 points per game. Go back to Robert Swift and the goaltending call.
Leandro just tacking the baseline, gets it up off the glass, and the young kid out of high school goes up and tries to make the block, but too late.
Radmanovic good to go on those 2 free throws. 7-6 Seattle with the lead. 8.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Sonics have lost 4 in a row, 7 of 8. Marion, wide right and short. Rebound into the hands of Ridnour. Back comes Ray Allen, averaging 24 points per game. Steps back, fires, and connects. Ray Allen shooting 43% from the field, 30 years of age, and Ray Allen with his first hoop here in the opening quarter.
And you can credit Swift with that basket. Set a mean pick on Leandro, and Leandro tried to go underneath, and Swift rolled and trapped it.
Back comes Nash and the Suns. Nash averaging that career-high 19 points per game, leading the league with 11 assists per. Marion draped all over Rashard Lewis, forces a turnover. The ball is kicked by Ray Allen. Good defensive move there by Ray Allen, showing some soccer skills.
Lucky move. He was running and hit the back of his heel, and good thing because Roger was going to just catch that and throw it right back up to Sean for a dunk. So a little off the back of the heel there.
Yeah, I think Steve Nash was mightily impressed by that move by Ray Allen, thwarting the Suns' fast break. But again, credit the defense by Sean Marion on Rashard Lewis. Into the corner, Barbosa. Corner pocket three, and Radmanovich tips the rebound over to Rashard Lewis. Suns shooting. They start out 4 of 9. Here comes Robert Swift with power in transition for the Sonics. Back quickly comes Barbosa. Flies in, sent away by Lewis. The trap meet is on between the Suns and Sonics. Seattle leading by 3 here in the opening quarter. Ray Allen pressured by Steve Nash, and now it's Ridnour. A wide open look from 10 feet. And drawing the applause of their new head coach, Bob Hill. He likes what he sees here in the first quarter.
It's quick. I loved how Swift ran the floor and got that dunk. Showed a lot of athletic ability for a young kid, but the Suns continue to attack even if they make it. Rashard Lewis, a good shot blocker himself, that time gets called for a foul. Rashard
Lewis is #1 on the Sonics in blocked shots. Go back to Ridnour.
Ridnour, kind of a Steve clone Nash, or he wishes he was. And Swift running and throws it up there, and a nice finish for the young kid.
And to the line goes Kurt Thomas for the Suns. And Kurt had 12 points in the last outing against the Lakers here at home. Tonight's game brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. Suns with 2 team fouls here early, 1 for Seattle. 5 minutes into this opening quarter. Next up for the Sonics after this one here in Phoenix, they will head to Utah to take on the Jazz Wednesday, and then they have a 4-game homestand. Trying to make up some ground in the Western Conference. Right now, 3rd worst record in the West. And this comes a season after winning the Northwest Division. Radmanovich, his miss, cleaned up by Ray Allen.
Well, so far, Seattle's dominated the offensive rebound. Suns got to do a better job. If they stop Seattle, they can't allow them the 2nd and 3rd tries.
Kurt Thomas from the outside, straight but short, rebounded by Radmanovich. 12-4 rebounding advantage for Seattle. Ridnour draws the contact from Nash, and he'll head to the line for 2. A very aggressive and confident Sonics team trying to end this 4-game skid. Boris Diaw will check in for Phoenix.
Well, here Ridnour is just going to attack Steve Nash. It's so hard to stop any NBA player when he gets a full head of steam. And that time, did a good job of drawing the contact and just threw it up on the glass.
Still just 24 years of age, Luke Ridnour coming out of Oregon, now in his 3rd NBA season. Spent 3 years at Oregon with the Ducks in his final season, was the Pac-10 Player of the Year. Diaw in, Kurt Thomas out for Phoenix, with the Suns trailing by 6. I asked Mike D'Antoni, were there any concerns, again, the Suns possibly having a letdown? We saw it in Denver when they were without a couple of key players. We saw it in Sacramento. They were without 3 of their starters. And here against a struggling Sonics team, they've been dominating at home. And Mike kind of shrugged his shoulders and said, you know, there's not much you can do. You don't want to put negative thoughts in the heads of his players. But yes, it can be a concern. Marion from the outside for 3. The big shot. Absolutely. For Sean Marion in the zone with AutoZone, $100 to Phoenix Suns Charities. Nice timing on the 3 by Marion after the Sonics had pulled ahead by 7. Ridnour defended by Nash. That will be a fun matchup to watch all night long. Diaw in a switch has Ray Allen posting up his Swift on Barbosa. Allen trying to get it to Swift. And we have a 3-second defensive lane violation, I believe, on the Suns. Trying to go over to help out on Barbosa, who was fronting defensively against Swift. But a strong start for the visitors. The Sonics with a 17-13 lead early. Ray Allen crashing the offensive glass.
One of the easier shots he'll get tonight. Sonics 17, Suns 13.
Sonics leading the Suns 17-13 here in the opening quarter. This date in the NBA presented by Paddock Pools, Patios, and Spas since 1958, where all your backyard needs. January 22nd, 1968, the NBA Board of Governors granted franchises to the cities of Milwaukee and Phoenix. Check out the logos. The old Buck, the old Suns logo.
That Suns logo is awesome.
That is. Love the old school.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Suns are shooting just 42% from the field. Sonics 37%, but Dan, they've been hitting the offensive glass. 4 offensive rebounds leading to 5 second chance points.
Yeah, and you know, this team doesn't need any help scoring. It's a good shooting team, the Seattle team, and you can't allow them 2 or 3 looks at it.
First meeting between these two teams, you know who the star of the first half was? It was Reggie Evans.
Where is Reggie? On the bench?
He's on the bench.
Keep him there. That's the only way to stop him.
There he is.
Bob Hill doing a good job of guarding him, boxing him out.
Can't even see the game. Radmanovich inside Swift. Power move off the glass. Bucket and one for Robert Swift. So it was Reggie Evans who had a career-high 21 points in the first meeting, coming out of basically nowhere. Now it's Robert Swift with the big impact.
Well, I like this kid. Just watching him a little bit. He does a good job of working without the ball. They're establishing good position on D. All he's got to do is catch and finish. So for a young kid, you can tell Sickman's been working with him.
Was selected 12th overall in the 2004 NBA draft, and the three-point play consummated by Swift, and it's back to a 7-point Seattle lead.
Sickman's got to go back to the perm. He's got this great hair. I like the perm.
Lobbing it up, throwing it down. Sean Marion from 3D. Boris Diaw.
And I say this every time. They run that play every game, and I haven't seen anybody stop it yet.
Maybe it's unstoppable. Rashard Lewis. Big shot behind the line. Answers with a three-pointer. 8-point lead. That's the biggest for Seattle. Matching the Suns' offense. And how? Barbosa comes up short from the outside. You're right, you do see that play over and over again. Marion goes to set the pick and just nobody there help defense.
What amazes me is those two guys are the same size, so you just think you would switch it on the defensive end.
And you wonder what it's going to be like, too, when Amari Stoudemire goes out there and you have a guy like Boris Diaw, Steve Nash, who can lob it up to Amari as well. Nash rolling off the screen into the corner, Sean Marion. Not close, and another rebound for Swift. Suns now 1 of 5 3-point shooting. Here comes Ray Allen, busting through the defense, but misses the lay-in. Rebounded by Diaw, galloping ahead to Barbosa, can't finish. Back-to-back blown layups. First Ray Allen, then Barbosa. Wide open look, Rignauer drills it.
I'll tell you, this is a track meet. The guys make their layups. We'd have a 40-40 game, but you know the Suns do a good job of getting to the basket. They just got to convert on the layups.
Mike D'Antonio, some heated words for Leandro Barbosa. How will he respond? Misses the three. Offensive board, Diaw. Reset to Raja Bell. Looks like it's the Suns defense that's ranked worst in the NBA, giving up 25, but there is Barbosa.
At least Leandro's not shy.
Three-pointer, another $100 to Phoenix Suns charities from AutoZone. Lead is 7 now for Seattle. Richard drops back and cans the jumper right in the mug of Sean Marion. Rashard Lewis now has hit all 4 of his shots. He has 9 points. Marion takes the feed from Nash, goes airborne, and fouled there midair by Robert Swift. That's the first personal foul on Swift, and here comes Johan Petro, the 19-year-old rookie from France, and he will replace Robert Swift, who heads to the bench. 6 points and 5 rebounds here in the opening quarter in his first start of the season.
I guess Hell wanted to get a little younger.
Go from 20 to 19.
Yeah. You see here Steve Nash going off the roll. Just nice bounce pass to Sean. Sean doing a good job of attacking the young fella and gets to the line.
Great feature on Sean Marion, our pregame show tonight on Suns Game Time, profiling the exploits of the Matrix. And I love the comments from James Jones and talking about Sean, saying he's our fire. He's the player that drives us. I mean, obviously Steve Nash, the floor general out there, but the Suns struggle when Sean Marion doesn't put up the scoring, rebounding, block, and steal numbers. Rignauer with the left hand, high off the glass. Boris Diaw secures the rebound. And now 3D brings it up the court. Trying to go to work on Petro, gets it over to Marion. Drives on Rashard Lewis, the leaner, too strong off the glass. Also checking in, Out of the break, Ronald to Flip Murray, who flips it over to Rashard Lewis. They throw a double team on Lewis and now swing it weak side to Murray. He can put up points in bunches. Radmanovich held and fouled there by James Jones.
There you go, Tom. They had to respect the outside shooting of Radmanovich. Again, Jones gets out to try to get him to stop, but puts a hand on his chest as he goes to the basket. He's called for the foul.
Marion with 7 early. Barbosa has 7 for the Suns, but they are looking up at a 7-point deficit. Seven-point lead for the Sonics here at U.S. Airways Center in the first quarter. Now you have 115 million reasons to play Powerball.
Wow.
115 million reasons because Wednesday's Powerball jackpot an estimated $115 million. Check for the winning numbers at ArizonaLottery.com. It's time now for the Powerball Power Play. Marion from 3D.
Like I said, we've seen it all the time, just pick and roll, and Boris just throws that up, and Sean, athletic as he is, goes up and slams it down. Good job, but you know what, both teams not shooting real well here tonight early. 43% for the Sonics, and only about 37 here for the Phoenix Suns. And enter the house.
Radmanovich hits his 3rd free throw. Eddie House checking in for the Suns. Going back to Sean Marion, he has had 7 consecutive games where he scored 20 or more points. If he scores 20 or more tonight, that'll make 8 straight, tie his career high.
Brilliant!
Diao tipping it away from Petro, and they'll give it to the Suns. Suns may have caught a break there as Petro snuck in underneath Diao. But Phoenix will have it trailing by 8. 1 of 2 at the line for Radmanovich. The Sonics are led by the 9 points from Rashard Lewis. Beautiful behind the back feed. Nash to Boris Diao, and then he punches it out to James Jones for 3. Marion on the offensive glass, resets. Eddie House. Needs a little time to warm up off the pine. Another offensive rebound from Marion and the Suns. 3rd crack at it. Nash hangs and finds Boris Diao, who gives it a home.
Hangs is right, went in the air, waited to Seattle to commit, then found a wide open Boris underneath the basket.
First assist of the night for Steve Nash. 2:20 to go, opening quarter. Goes over to help with Sean Marion on Rashard Lewis, and the foul on Marion. Well, that is the ultimate respect, too, when you have Sean Marion on Rashard Lewis and they still throw the double team.
Well, Rashard hasn't missed a shot yet, 4 for 4, and that time showing his ability to get around Sean with a big, quick step and uses his height there. Sean disagrees, but more times than not, the offensive player is going to get that call.
Go back to Steve Nash finding Diao wide open in the lane.
Yeah, just went and waited for the Supersonics to commit. Left Diao open underneath the basket. Steve with a bullet pass.
Rashard Lewis at the line now gives the Sonics an 8-point lead. So the Sonics pasting 30 on the board already here in the first quarter against the Suns. We haven't even hit the 2-minute mark. Diao defended by Petro. Now hands it off to Nash. Stuffed out there by Ridnour and Petro. The ball was kicked, and they'll put 14 on the shot clock. So not exactly the free passes into the lane that the Sonics broadcasters were expecting for Steve Nash, at least here in the first quarter.
It's early. It's early, Tom.
That's right. Nash going deep for 3. Rolls off, boarded there by Petro. How about the rebounding by the 2 centers, Swift and Petro, here in the first quarter. Nash saves it from going out of bounds. Here come the Suns on the run. Trying to set up Marion. They turn it back to Seattle on the runaway. Vladimir Radmanovich all alone. The lead now is 10 for Seattle, their biggest.
Seattle's doing a good job of getting out. Obviously, an easy one off the Suns' turnovers. But that is their 10th fast break point here early.
An exceptionally slow start for the Suns here at home, where they have won 6 straight. Nash, Marion in the corner. And the Suns now from 3-point range, just 2 of 11.
Yeah, I think they're shooting that 3 too early here, as we talked about Seattle not being a good defensive team. And when you play against a good defensive or a bad defensive team, you don't want to settle for jump shots. You want to take it to the basket and make them play it.
And the Suns lazily going back to the other end. Bursting ahead was Flip Murray. Give him the hoop and a free throw.
You're right, just got caught on guard here, attacked the basket. James Jones tried to get there, but too late.
It is now a 12-point lead. Flip Murray to try to make it a plus 13 for the visitors. Just 6 and 13 on the road. A dominating opening quarter by the Sonics. Bob Hill is loving it there on the sidelines for the Sonics, looking for just his 3rd win in 10 games as head coach. Nash for 2, ripping the cords. 2nd field goal for Nash. Cuts the lead now to 11. Murray, they like to isolate him offensively. Kick it over to Ridnour. Works off a Petro screen. Kills the dribble, 10 on the shot clock. And a traveling violation on Luke Ridnour. An extremely talented point guard, but his field goal percentage has been a problem in his first 3 years in the league. Comes in averaging 11.6 assists, shooting just 40% from the field this season. Luke Ridnour, his team leading by 11. It's Eddie House. Can he ignite the crowd and the team again? In and out, rebound off the knee of Petro over to Marion. Nash kick it over to Junior for 3. Absolutely! Another 3-pointer for the Suns. Another $100 to Suns Charities from AutoZone. Lead is down to 8.
Finally, we get one of those threes to fall, but good job by the Suns, especially James Jones of securing an offensive rebound, and he gets rewarded with the shot.
2 buckets off the bench for the Suns. 1 from Dial, 1 from James Jones. Ridnour drawing the contact from Eddie House, but no! They are going to call an offensive foul, I believe, on Ridnour. Throwing the elbow.
Going to see here, Ridnour tries to draw the contact, got Eddie House in the air, and then draws the contact. Jess Kersey has been around for a long time. He said, I ain't letting you get away with that one.
Very confident and demonstrative call there by Jess Kersey. Final 2 seconds of the quarter. And it ends on a James Jones miss for 3. And done with 1 here at US Airways Center. Rashard Lewis has 11 for the visiting Sonics. And they lead the hometown Suns 35-27. You're watching Phoenix Suns basketball on UPN 45. Sonics lead the Suns by 8 as we head to the 2nd quarter. Joined some guy named Dan Majurley. Friday, February 10th for Dan's Celebrity Classic Golf Tournament benefiting the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Scottsdale. Call 480-344-5681 for more information. Dan Thunder Marley.
You got to pay double for that kind of action sometimes.
Exactly.
All the stars will be out there. Vinny Del Negro.
You're putting the pressure on.
That's about it.
Has he actually committed?
No, that's what I said. No, he has committed. He should be committed, but he has committed.
So the Suns begin the 2nd quarter with a miss shot, just 36% from the field in that opening period. Seattle owning the fast break points, Dano. 13-2, Seattle over the Suns in that first period.
Well, the Suns, no recognition at all, and Seattle just taking advantage, pushing the ball ahead, getting some layups.
Oh, Boris Diaw rejects Ray Allen. And they reset the 24-second shot clock. The Suns had possession momentarily, so a break there for Seattle. The long arms of Boris Diaw in the face of Ray Allen, and now from the outside, it's Ronald Murray.
It's going to be a long night if the Suns don't decide to get some stops here.
Murray coming off a game against Toronto, his last game, when he was just 1 of 6 shooting from the field. But everybody seems to have a hot hand for Seattle here tonight. James Jones plugs it from the outside.
Maybe it's James Jones' turn tonight to come off the bench and get hot. It was Eddie House the other night. Now James has hit 2 here.
Played only 10 minutes off the bench against the Lakers. And stepping out of bounds, Barbosa was over there. They're going to give it to Seattle. It was Barbosa and Nick Collison. And Seattle has it 14 on the shot clock. So the Suns begin the 2nd quarter with House and Barbosa, Raja Bell, James Jones, and Boris Diaw. Going uber small here to begin the 2nd period with Boris Diaw playing the 5 position. Flip Murray defended there by Eddie House. Good defense by House. And the rebound devoured there by James Jones. Eddie House missed his first 2 shots off the pine. Beautiful setup to Boris Diaw. The dish from Eddie House.
That's what I love about House. He's just not a shooter. He's got a complete game. A beautiful pass to Boris cutting to the basket.
Multifaceted Eddie House, showing us the playmaking skills, the defense on the previous possession. The lead is 6 for Seattle. Their biggest has been 13. Dump it down to the 19-year-old Petro. A couple of Frenchmen going at it. Petro winning that battle against Boris Diaw.
And they are very excited about their two young guys. This guy and Swift, two young kids who really like to work in the post, and so far look pretty good.
Petro, though, playing kind of on that second team in France, not on the French national team with Boris Diaw. So they were not teammates this past summer when France won that bronze medal. Petro, though, showing some promise, and they go back to him in the low block against Boris Diaw. Backing down, pump fake, finishing with the left hand.
Wow, what a great move there with the pump fake, then a step through with the left hand. Vintage Jack Sigma.
Again, you would think that would be a weak spot, that position for the Sonics, the center spot. But Swift and Petro
all
have really shown some skills.
That's French, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Eddie House for 2. I don't know, you spew French, and I'm not exactly sure if it's legit or not.
You'll never know.
41-33, Seattle on top. 3 minutes deep into the second quarter. Sonics now shooting 50% from the field, 15 of 30. Ray Allen kicks it out now to Murray. Murray drives in off the glass for Ronald Murray. His third hoop off the bench. He has 7. Ray Allen just 2 of 9 shooting, but it's been the supporting cast for the Sonics. Raja Bell, corner pocket 3, hits rock bottom.
Great recognition by Boris Diaw. Diaw there. He passes to Raja Bell, but Seattle's just attacking the Phoenix Suns, and I don't know what they're thinking about in transition. Nobody's getting back and picking up the ball at all.
Beating the Suns at their own game, running off of made shots. James Jones can't scoop it up. Here comes Damian Wilkins out there along with Collison, Ray Allen, Flip Murray, and Johan Petro. Sonics winning 52 games last season, capturing the Northwest Division. Won a first-round playoff series against Sacramento, and then lost in the second round to San Antonio. But this season, a totally different story. Their initial head coach, Bobby Weiss, made it only 30 games into the season before Bob Hill has taken over, and he has recharged this Sonics lineup. Ray Allen to the cup. The Golden Grannies here in downtown Phoenix with the Sonics leading the Suns 45-36. Outstanding, Dan Marley, weren't they?
That calls for a Bud Light.
Time to cool off with Bud Light. What's on tap? Presented by refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it. That's the next home game, February 4th. Must be some kind of a road trip upcoming for the Phoenix Suns.
Goodbye, good riddance. I'll see you when you get back.
Yeah, thanks.
Don't call
for everything. Just shut down that cell phone. Dan Marley gets a couple of weeks off.
You'll be calling me when you want to know the hot spots in Miami.
That's right. A little South Beach.
I'll get you a corner booth at the Clevelander.
The Clevelander. Is that in Cleveland or in Miami?
You know where it is.
Because we're going to Cleveland as well.
You know where it is.
I don't.
Try it.
Come on, I'm not a clubber. So the Suns trying to pick up the pace here. Keep up the pace with Seattle. From the corner, James Jones pumps in another. 3 and 5 off the bench. 7 points for Junior.
Well, I knew he'd be hot tonight. He took about $1,000 out of Cedric Sabalas before the game and warm-up, so he was feeling it.
That Ced's pocket is quite a bit lighter. And an offensive foul there on Nick Collison. Tell me about Nick Collison. I think Seattle, their fans, their coaches, front office, waiting for Nick Collison to blossom.
I like Nick Collison. I saw him work out for the Suns when I thought he was going to be a good pro and a solid guy. You know, he had that injury. I think it was a shoulder separation when he got here. But he's one of those guys I think he's going to be solid. He's taking a little bit of time to get it going. But I'm not going to say a bad word about Nick Collison.
All right, 4 years at Kansas, averaging 7 points and 6 boards. Had the starting position for a while. Then they inserted Reggie Evans. Bob Hill came in, put Vladimir Radmanovic at that spot. So an up and down year, no doubt, for Nick Collison. Got to ask you another question, too. Going into the Suns locker room before this game, Dan, am I allowed to ask numerous questions?
I want them all. Keep coming.
Mark Ivaroni had the scouting report on Seattle, said, attack their feet. What does that exactly mean?
It means that they're not a very good defensive team, and we talked about the penetration, about you get it anywhere you want in the back. That means they don't move their feet, so don't settle for the jump shots, which obviously nobody's listening to Mark Ivaroni right now.
They need to start reading that scouting report.
Their feet, which means they're not going to be able to stop you from penetrating.
Gotcha. Thank you for the clarification. Flip Murray crossing over on Eddie House. Slapped out of there by Eddie House. Now it's Ray Allen leaning in on Kurt Thomas. And hold on. A 3-second lane violation on Seattle. Suffocating defense there by the Suns, who trail by 7. Bob Hill taking over as head coach. This is the 3rd time he's come in as an in-season head coach. Happened also during the course of the season with the Indiana Pacers in the early 90s, and then also in New York when he took over for Hubie Brown. Boris Diaw pitched out to House. Now it's James Jones quickly covering up there is Ray Allen. Petrol has switched in the corner on Jones. 5 on the shot clock for Eddie House. Driving in, floats it up, rebounded by Radmanovich. Suns attacking the rack though on that possession. Eddie House 1 of 6 shooting. Radmanovich for 3, front iron. Good inside position for Kurt Thomas. House up ahead, Diaw puts it on the floor to James Jones. Marion at the offensive glass. And rebounded there by Wilkins.
An effort by Sean to get up and get an offensive rebound. I thought he shot it a little bit too quick trying to throw it up there. Should have powered it to the glass.
Suns shooting, dipping inside of 40%, just 38.5% from the field. And a foul on the Suns defensively. And that will be their first team foul here of the quarter. And we have a timeout with 5:54 to go here in the second quarter, with Seattle leading the Suns 45-38. Sonics by 7 here in the second quarter. Time now for tonight's APS Power matchup. APS, the power to make it happen. And how about the Denver Nuggets? They have now won 5 in a row of victory in San Antonio over the Spurs. Very inconceivable. Melo just 4 of 19 from the field, but went to the line 15 times, finished with 20. And the Spurs playing without Manu Ginobili, who is out for a week to 2 weeks with the ankle injury. But again, I asked the same question as with the Sonics team. Did anybody in Denver notice? I think they're watching some football game.
They may have turned it off.
Very disappointed.
Whooped.
Yes. Tough afternoon for Jake Plummer. There is Flip Murray again. 4th field goal off the bench. 9 points now for Murray, and he has given the Sonics a 9-point advantage. Remember, their biggest lead has been 13.
Well, the Sonics doing a good job attacking the Phoenix Suns' feet, as they're getting a lot of points in the paint, 20-12, and again another turnover, and they're going right to the rack.
Ooh, hard foul there. Barbosa on Damian Wilkins, and he'll head to the line for 2. Sonics 6 of 11 shooting from the field here in the second quarter.
Damian Wilkins will shoot 2.
You see, going off the turnovers, taking advantage and taking it hard to the glass and getting to the line.
Suns had a slow start as well here at home against the Lakers. They were trailing by the 10 points in the second quarter when Eddie House ignited. And they are down by 10 right now at the 5:24 mark.
The difference right now, the Suns have taken 15 three-pointers. The Sonics, who like to shoot threes, have only taken 5 and have gotten to the line. This will be their 15th time to the line. Suns have only been there 4 times.
The other difference is Eddie House, too, right now is on the Suns bench. Bell, Jones, Thomas, Nash, and Marion, the 5 on the floor. Seattle already 12 of 15 free throw shooting. The Suns 4 of 4. Nash setting up Marion, thinks about the 3. Drives on Radmanovich, spins, misses everything. And Ray Allen trying to save it now. Chasing is Murray, and he saves it over to Ray Allen. Excellent hustle there by Flip Murray. Now moving and grooving on Nash. Gets it over to Wilkins, who nearly traveled. Pulls back, fires, and connects. Damian Wilkins. More bench points for Seattle.
Looks like Seattle's game plan is to make the Suns shoot outside jump shots, and then on the offensive end, they're just attacking the Suns.
17 bench points for the Sonics. Raja Bell comes back for Phoenix. 3rd field goal for Bell. 3 of 5 shooting. He has 7. 4 Suns players have 7 points here in the first half. Ray Allen. 3rd all-time in 3-pointers made in NBA history. Trailing only Dale Ellis and Reggie Miller now. Raja Bell, corner pocket 3. And there's Kurt Thomas pulling away the offensive rebound, setting up Sean Marion, comes up short. Marion just 2 of 9 from the field. Murray, offensive foul. The charge taken by Nash.
Finally, somebody from the Suns gets back and takes the charge. Sean Marion there just missing a lot of easy ones. Kurt Thomas did a good job of riding Ray Ellis and getting that offensive rebound. Steve just backpedaling, making Murray put it on the floor, moves his feet, takes the charge.
Talked about the Sonics team coming in 9 games under 500. Third worst record in the West, but damn, they're still just 6.5 games back of Denver in the Northwest.
Northwest division.
Northwest. Good thing for Bob Hill and the Sonics. They still have a shot. Diao gets it back now from Kurt Thomas. 4 minutes and counting here in the second quarter. Marion rising up too strong. Kurt Thomas had the easy chip. He couldn't hang on to it, and now it's Nash. Right in the corner for 3.
Like Sean's worried about getting his shot blocked there, just threw it up, but again, Kurt Thomas, the rebound, kicks it out to Nash.
Rashard Lewis, defended there by Diao. Alters the shot. Nash pulls it away. 4 on 3. Nash, Marion, the finish. Third bucket for Marion. He has 9 for Phoenix. Ridnour drives past Nash. Quick step there by Luke Ridnour. Nash now trying to circle around Swift, finds Marion to an open Kurt Thomas, pump fake, bucket and 1, and a ticket to the line for Kurt Thomas.
What a great play by Sean Marion, got the feed from Nash instead of taking that jump shot, bulleted Kurt Thomas who showed the ball, got Swift up in the air. You can see a fantastic pass by Sean there. We don't see that too often from him, and Kurt draws the foul and is able to complete the basket, and hopefully he'll knock down his free throw.
And a very strong free throw shooter, 81% this season for Kurt Thomas. 3-point play, it's a 5-point lead. Suns are on a 10-2 run. Nearing the 3-minute mark here in the first half. The Sonics are only 5-14 this season against Western Conference teams. Power jam by Robert Swift. That's the second one we've seen here in the half.
Beautiful pass by Ray Allen, took the basket and just threw it up, and that young fella looked very impressive.
Very agile for a 7-footer. 26 points in the paint now for Seattle. Nash fires away and drills it. Luke Ridnour in no man's land, not sure who to cover. There were 2 offensive players there, and he should have covered Nash.
Yeah, when Marion and Nash are together on the outside, cover Steve Nash.
Robert Swift, the turnaround J on the baseline. He has earned definitely another start from Bob Hill. 10 points, 5 rebounds for Swift here in the half. Bell gets it over to Diao, 2:10 to go. Marion along the baseline, goes to the reversal. Tipped away by Lewis. Marion gets it back and finishes.
A great pass by Diao. I thought Marion got fouled when he went to the first time, but was able to regather the ball and attack the basket.
Right back to the cylinder for Marion. He's the first Suns player in double figures. 11 points, 6 rebounds. Nash has 9 points, 4 assists here in the first half. Ridnour waiting for something to materialize on this offensive set. It's Radmanovic, and he hits all net for 3. Vladimir Radmanovic in the Sonics now up by 8. He has serious range from the outside. Have to honor that shot. Nash tipping with the left hand. Earlier this month, Radmanovic went for 30 in a game against New York. Hit 8 of 10 3-point shots. Ridnour pops free, and the rebound to Marion. Nash up ahead now, Diao. Shut down there by Radmanovic. Nash into hostile territory and flips it in.
Shot by Steve there, splitting the defense, and they showed that porous defense by the Sonics, but they're going to come right back. They're not going to slow down. This is going to be a run-and-shoot game. Gonna have a lot of points on the board, Tom.
62 on the board now for Seattle. Lead is back to 8. Ridnour with that genuine J from the outside. 4th field goal, he's in double figures with 10. 3 Sonics in double figures, and Flip Murray has 9. Marion left elbow. Looked like that could have been a pass to Kurt Thomas. Raja Bell going deep. Marion tips it home. High above the cylinder, Sean Marion.
That was a pass by Sean, and then they kicked it out to Raja, who missed it, but Sean showing why he's one of the better rebounders in the league.
Suns now with 15 second chance points. Look at the scoring here tonight. 62-56. The defense rests. here at U.S. Airways Center. Ridnour working off a Swift screen. Gets into the lane. Swift met at the top by Diao, and he'll go to the line for two. Another good hard foul by the Suns. We saw one earlier from Barbosa, this time by Boris Diao. And we have a timeout with 12.6 seconds to go until halftime. And the Sonics holding on to a 6-point lead. Swift to the line for two when we come back. Phoenix Suns with 7 offensive rebounds in this quarter, putting them right back into this game. Save $25 off single game prices when you purchase the Suns Stretch Run Pack. Watch the Suns heat up down the stretch as they take on the Rockets, Clippers, Trailblazers, Mavericks, and Hornets. Pick up your Stretch Run Pack. Call 602-379-SUNS or visit suns.com. Phoenix Suns making basketball fun again. Still is a ray of hope for this Sonics team, even without Allen. Look at that. Ray Allen, 3 of 12 shooting. The rest of the team, 64%.
Yeah, I just think what would happen if Mr. Allen was hot. But the young guy's doing a good job for the Supersonics, and plus they're getting to the line. This is 15 times, and the young kid's going now to make it 17. Suns have taken 18 three-pointers already here to this game. That's right, Tom.
Sonics.
Well said.
Thanks. Just a little point of emphasis there.
You know what's kept the Suns in it, though? 11 offensive rebounds, 6 by Sean Marion. The Matrix.
You get 2 on that one.
Exactly.
Swift missing the first one. 10 points, 5 boards. Misses them both, but there's Rashard Lewis with the offensive rebound. Ridnour and the Sonics can take the final shot of the half. Ridnour fakes up on Diao. Here comes Swift. Oh, he's set away by the Matrix. Who would have none of that?
Swift had thoughts of going up and flushing that down, and the Matrix comes from the weak side with the Suns' 9th block of this young game and just tells the young fella, you don't get cable? Kidding me?
That is a beautiful defensive play against a 7-footer outstretched at the cup. Time now for an Inhale Life 20-second breather, brought to you by the Arizona Department of Health Services. It reminds you to inhale life and be tobacco-free. For information on how to quit smoking, call 800-556-6222 or visit ashline.org. And another 20-second breather for Bob Delaney, the official who came over during the timeout and said, hey, can you tell these teams to pick up the pace?
Told him I need a cot because he's going to have to take a halftime nap.
He checked his pulse on his neck. So this game is a pain in the neck.
He's no spring chicken anymore, Tom. I can tell you that much.
Really? You tell me that much, or are you going to tell him that much?
I'm not going to tell him.
You really have to marvel at the conditioning of these NBA referees.
Yeah, he really must work out. He looks good.
Oh, the lob feed to Swift. Wonderful play drawn up by Bob Hill, and it almost worked. But the Sonics have to be happy with their first half. They outscore Phoenix in that opening quarter, and then the Suns come back to outscore the Sonics 29-27 in the second. Seattle leading at the break, and we'll hand things off to Kevin Ray and Tom Chambers with the Verizon Wireless halftime report out at the Bud Light Paseo. Seattle leading by 6 here at the break. Welcome back to downtown Phoenix. Tom Leander and Dan Marley. Sonics leading the Suns 62-56, and Seattle leading by 6, even though a very quiet first half for Ray Allen, 3 of 12 from the field. What impressed me, Dan, was the Sonics pushing it, running like the Suns do normally.
Well, 15 fast break points, which is big for the Supersonics. Suns have to really get back.
Did I catch you?
Yeah,
cookie.
Second chance points. So the Suns did a good job of offensive rebounds, 11 with a 15, but Suns got to play some defense.
All right, let's take a look at the winners board, brought to you by Gila River Casinos, where the winners play. And we will begin with the Sonics. Rashard Lewis hit his first 4 shots, has 11 points. Did not score, though, in the second period. Robert Swift and Johan Petro. I can't say enough about what those centers did for Seattle in the first half.
The young kids were great. I thought Swift was fantastic. 4 for 5. Petro was 2 for 2. 10 and 9 points, or 10 and 4 points. They did a good job. Sean Marion, 13 points. I'm struggling. 13 points and 8 rebounds. The Suns have took too many three-pointers. 18 three-pointers As you see, Raja with a 7 and Nash 11, Marion 13, but they got to do a better job of getting into the paint and getting some easy baskets. That long-range jumper is not falling yet.
Now remember, this is the second meeting of the season between these two teams. First one was right here in downtown Phoenix on December 20th. The Suns won it 111-83, a 28-point win, and it wasn't long thereafter.
Man, that cookie was dry.
Do you have anything to wash that down with? We got a little water over there. Sheila Simpson, our stage manager, helping you out over there. Tom Delnos here on stats. Our director, Dan Seekman, producer, David Hughes. And we are off and running in the second half. Sean Marion puts it on the floor. Pressured there by Ray Allen, but Sean still sticks it. 5 of 15 shooting in the first half. Marion's 6th field goal. He now has 15 points to go along with his 8 boards. Sonics have lost 4 in a row. 3 of those games came when Ray Allen was serving his 3-game suspension by the NBA for his fight with Keon Newling. Straight and sweet for 3. Roger Bell, timeout Seattle. That took all of 45 seconds.
Well, that's a little better. First, Sean Marion being aggressive, putting on the floor, shooting a little runner for about 13, and that's the kind of threes you like in transition. Roger Bell just catches it and lets it go. And a good start here, and we're going to look at these 2 buckets with Sean. Turning down the jumper, he's going to put it on the floor and shoot the little runner here. Turn down that 3, Sean, takes the baseline and shoots that little floater, which he's very good at. And then Raja Bell off the break. He's just going to catch it. Nobody picks him up and lets it fire. Those are the threes we'll live with.
Roger that. Down it goes for Raja Bell. Boris Diaw coming off the bench. Again to begin the second half.
C'est magnifique.
Barbosa got the start here tonight from Mike D'Antoni. And LB in the first half, 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 4 3-point shooting at 7 points, a couple of rebounds for Barbosa. You know, and asking Mike D'Antoni why go with Leandro in the starting lineup. Suns have been playing well with Boris Diaw. He said basically that was where Leandro was starting before the injury. So he deserved to have that starting nod back. Here come the Sonics. Looking for their first points of the second half. It's Ridnour, tissue soft in the lane. And for Luke Ridnour now, a dozen points. Nash's pass is tipped, nearly stolen away, but it's Barbosa setting up Kurt Thomas wide open. Nobody within 10 feet of Kurt Thomas. Nice setup there by Barbosa. That's Leandro's first assist of the night. Now trying to poke it away from Radmanovic. Suns as a team shooting 44% from the field. Rashard Lewis hacking down cleanly with Sean Marion. Nash, Raja for 3. Raja got
like that, and Sean Marion with another good strip from Rashard Lewis. The Suns get out and run. Raja Bell hits a second 3 from the exact same spot.
First Suns lead since they were up 4-2 to begin this game. 66-64, Phoenix on top. The quick burst to begin the second half. Maybe some words of motivation from their head coach, Mike D'Antoni. And
maybe
Seattle will have it. Nearly 2 minutes into this third period. Radmanovic, oh, the Arch Deluxe for 2. He has such a pretty release for a 6'10" performer. Unbelievable range, and he will be an unrestricted free agent after this season. Signed a 1-year deal with Seattle this past summer. Barbosa had it knocked away by Ridnour, and the Suns will have it with 11 on the shot clock.
When Radmanovic turned down a pretty hefty contract, didn't he?
$42 million, and some sources said there was a $10 million bonus to boot. That would have been $52 million. He's hoping it doesn't turn into that Latrell Sprewell type situation. He stays healthy and puts up some numbers. This is a big season for Vladimir Radmanovic in his career. Barbosa out now to Nash. 3 on the shot clock. Nash into the lane. Left-handed hook. Kurt Thomas over the top of Radmanovic goes out of bounds, and they'll give it to the Seattle Sonics with the game tied up at 66. We're back to that Suns win, the first meeting. Marion defending Rashard Lewis right there. It was Marion who led the Suns in scoring with 29 points, and Marion has led the Suns in scoring the last 5 games. And currently leading the Suns as well here tonight with the 15, 13 for Raja Bell, 11 for Steve Nash. Barbosa defending Radmanovic, who throws it out of bounds, looking for Lewis in the lane.
Good idea by Radmanovich. That actually wasn't his fault. Lewis should have kept on going, had his players sealed on his back, ended up going out of bounds. Suns ball.
11th turnover for Seattle. The Suns have coughed it up only 6 times here tonight. Thomas rolls, Nash ambushed, and now it's Barbosa for 3. Corner pocket 3, and down it goes for LB. In the zone with AutoZone, another $100 to Phoenix Suns Charities.
And a good find there as Kurt Thomas rolled to the basket. 2 Supersonics picked him up, leaving Barbosa wide open in the corner.
Suns' biggest lead, up by 3. Barbosa trying to pick Allen clean, but catches little flesh. And the personal foul on Leandro Barbosa. That is number 3. Let's go back to the big shot by Leandro.
Just Sean just swinging and making that extra pass, and the Supersonics have sunk all the way down to the basket, leaving Barbosa open. He able to hit that 3, and like I said, those are the shots are the good threes, the ones that aren't rushed and are wide open.
A two-handed release by Barbosa, but it is soft. Ray Allen fading on Steve Nash. That is indefensible there from Ray Allen. 4th hoop in 13 attempts. He now has 8 points. Remember, comes in averaging 24 a night for the Sonics. Nash in a switch, now being defended by Swift. Kick it into the corner, Barbosa puts it on the floor. Looking for Raja Bell, but it's stolen by Allen. Has Vladimir Radmanovich to his left. Fouled on his way to the hoop by Raja Bell. Leandro he's lucky he grabbed onto the rim, too. That could have been ugly for Radmanovich.
Leandro trying to do the right thing, penetrating, just got caught up in the air and threw it right to Ray Allen, who leads the break. You see Raja threw it to Ray Allen, and he's going to hit Radmanovich, who gets fouled here, and you're right. He could have took a nasty spill there, hangs on to the rim, goes to the line. Seattle's doing a good job of being aggressive and getting to that free throw line.
Disgruntled earlier in the season when he wasn't receiving many minutes from then head coach Bobby Weiss. Hill takes over.
Disgruntled because he was playing for that big contract.
Yeah. Well, and he was admonished by Ray Allen for complaining publicly with the team struggling. Ray Allen basically saying, hey, now is not the time to go public with your complaints. The leader, the captain of the team, Ray Allen, trying to take charge of what was a sinking ship. 3 blowout losses early in the season for Seattle, and it's Nash. Big shot, all net for Steve Nash. Another $100 at Suns Charities from AutoZone. Suns back up by 2.
Got the ball to Marion and came off the screen. Rittenauer decided to go underneath. Good recognition of Nash, just steps back and nails the 3.
Suns a perfect 4 of 4. 3-point range, and there is Luke Rittenauer answering for Seattle, putting them on top by 1. Seattle now 3 of 8 3-point shooting. Nash hits the deck over there in the corner. The Suns as a team 9 of 22, launching up 22 3-point attempts already.
Here Nash gets double teamed as Kurt Thomas is not down the floor yet, so Swift's able to get over there and double team Nash just a little too aggressive and knocks him out of bounds.
Still haven't seen Reggie Evans here tonight for Seattle, the star in the first meeting between these two teams. Barbosa gets it to Marion. His bounce pass untouched, out of bounds. Or wait, Jess Kersey said maybe it was deflected. Stay here. Yes, he says stay here. Give it to the Suns.
Bob Delaney is not going to agree with Jess on this one. See the replay here. Sean is going to try to get it out to Barbosa. Rashard Lewis sticks a hand out there, and I believe Jess Kersey's got the right. No, Bob is reversed.
Oh, it looked like it went off the hand.
Unprecedented here, Tom. Jess Kersey.
Throw your flag.
I've never seen it.
Throw your flag. Ask for another review. Still trying to get that change implemented in the NBA. Sheila Simpson's got a tissue. I'm sure that'll work. Rittenauer now backs up behind the 3-point line. Sonics up by 1. Inside of 7:20 to go, 3rd quarter. Ray Allen going deep back iron. Radmanovich, offensive rebound to Lewis for 3. Look at the box out there from Raja Bell and Nash inside. Nash finds LB, wants the big shot, and he hits rock bottom.
That was all set up by Sean Marion running the floor, got all the way to the basket. Nobody could stop LB, and Nash with a bullet bash. Talked about it before. Those are the kind of threes you like off of the break. Suns
have plugged 10 3-pointers. Back comes Rittenauer. He seems to have an answer for every Suns run. Impeccable timing for Rittenauer and the Sonics. Rittenauer 7 of 11 shooting. He has 17 points, leading the way for Seattle. And that is answered by the other point guard, Nash. Look at the scoring, Dano. 6.5 minutes to play.
brilliant.
Offensive juggernauts, the Suns and Sonics here tonight. Allen wants to dump it down low into Swift. Backing down on Thomas. It's Radmanovich. He's going deep. Another three-pointer uncorked here in the third quarter.
Good ball movement there to double team, and you cannot leave Radmanovich over to somebody on the weak side's got to rotate to him, and Barbosa comes back for three.
They're playing Papa's shot here tonight in downtown Phoenix. 80-78. In the zone with AutoZone. Another $100 to Suns charities after the Barbosa three. Here they come again. The jabs. Looking for the knockout punch. Each team going back and forth offensively. Nash now, Rajabel, another three. You've got to be kidding me. Insanity here in the third quarter. The Suns get this, a perfect 7 of 7 three-point shooting here in the third.
There's Nash, the bounce pass, ring the bell 3 times for number 19, nothing but nets.
It's time for the
Phoenix Suns burning up here in the third quarter. They have hit 10 of their 11 shots in the period. If you missed the Sean Marion bobblehead giveaway, don't worry. Tonight only, the first 50 fans who purchase the 5-game Suns Stretch Run ticket pack will receive a Marion bobblehead for each seat purchased. Stretch Run pack saves you $25 off single game pricing, and you get priority on playoff tickets. Call 602-379-SUNS for your seats to watch the Suns heat up against the Rockets, Clippers, Blazers, Mavericks, and Hornets. That's 602-379-SUNS. 10 of 11 in the quarter, and the Suns now have hit 6 straight. They are 7 of 7 three-point range in the period. That is hard to believe, but true. Sonics 2 of 4 three-point shooting in the quarter. Suns' biggest lead, up by 5. Marion over the top, whistled for the foul, covering Rashard Lewis. And already the Suns in the penalty situation at the 5:21 mark here of the third quarter. And to the line will go Rashard Lewis, a guy who had a 50-point game in his career. Actually early in the season when the Sonics were playing the Clippers in Japan.
It doesn't count, does it? It's in Japan?
Well, if I'm Jerry Colangelo, apparently he does say Rashard Lewis, and of course
I think we're all very happy that you're not.
You have to think, hey, he had his best game in Japan. That's where the World Championships are. Maybe this guy plays his best basketball.
Konnichiwa.
You are just
bilingual, baby.
French, Spanish, Japanese. Diao and Nash out there. Rajabel, Kurt Thomas, and Sean Marion. Marion has it. One dribble, rising up. And Ray Allen tipping the ball into the corner. Pulls it away from Rajabel. Up ahead, here come the Sonics on the run. They have been running all night. Radmanovich, good look, couldn't finish with the J. Out of bounds off of Petro. Radmanovich, 15 points, 4 of 9 shooting, 5 of 6 at the line, and Radmanovich has checked in with 6 boards as well for Seattle. The out shut down there by Ridnour. Back over to Nash along the baseline. Scoops it up. Phenomenal shot by Steve Nash right into the gut of the defense.
Looked like he was stopped. Looked like he almost traveled. He just cradled it in his right hand and threw it up and it went in. Great shot.
I didn't even see that on his instructional DVD. Showed just about every other skill. Ridnour, chest to chest with Nash. Rebound is loose. Ridnour right there.
Tom, if you don't have a game already, you can't buy one. That's for the younger kids in the crowd.
Good point. Kurt Thomas sticks it from the outside. Suns starting center now. 9 points, 9 rebounds. 3 of 5 shooting. Very efficient evening for Kurt Thomas. Suns have still missed only 2 shots this entire quarter.
I can see you out in the backyard doing your little Steve Nash video.
Kicking, I'd still be trying to kick the ball into the hoop. I could try this for about 3 hours and never make it against no defense.
Well, just attacking. It looks like right here he's done and just flips it up.
Night at the Improv with Steve Nash. Passing, shooting. His team leading by 5, but at the line now is Ray Allen.
Hope there's no defense on that video.
That's
here tonight.
High quality video. The guy who was the director of that actually directs Major Motion Pictures.
Yeah, which ones?
You have to ask Mark Goldberg, the producer. The Rock, Michael Bay. Thank you, David Hughes, our producer.
To bullets.
That'd be Sean Connery. Very nice.
Thank you. Pearl Harbor. That was a good one.
You didn't like that one, huh?
No.
We'll pass that along to Ben Affleck. Raja Bell, back iron rebounded by Radmanovich. Tell you, the guy 6'10", can shoot the 3 and rebound. He'll be highly coveted in the offseason. Ray Allen, he's an open look for 3. And on the run out is Raja Bell. Men at the top, fouled there by Ridnour. And a ticket to the line for Raja Bell. Last 6 games, Raj has been averaging 20 points, shooting 51% from the field.
Good look by Steve Nash. The outlet pass, baseball pass to Raja Bell. Ridnour did a good job of fouling Raja so he couldn't lay it in. He's got to go to the line and make 2.
Very similar foul to what Raja had on Vladimir Radmanovich in midair. Maybe that was in the back of the mind of one Luke Ridnour. All net on the first one for Raja. 3-point shooting has been unbelievable in this period.
Just spreading the floor, and the Suns usually take a lot of threes, and they've been unconscious here tonight. And finally, here in the third quarter, caught fire.
Have to replace the net after this quarter. Suns already with 33 points in this period, and we still have 3:10 to go. Ridnour rising up with the J, and he is dead on again. 9th field goal, 21 points for Luke Ridnour. He also has 7 assists here tonight. Nash choked off there by Petro. Follows him all the way out beyond the 3-point line. A push and a foul on the 7-footer Johan Petro. The defensive intensity shadowing Steve Nash out there.
Young guy just not knowing any better. Understanding that Steve Nash is going to drive right by him. Tried to hand check him and just like, come on, young fella, you can't do this. That's the MVP of this league.
How about Steve Nash and these uncanny skills?
Steve Nash. What a hoser, eh? That's my Canadian.
89-86 Suns here in the third. Check out special offers on Southwest.com for the latest and greatest in air, car, and hotel deals. You know, we've got a good connection, Suns and Sonics. The innovative, the creative. Suns president Rick Welts, a former ball boy in Seattle with the Sonics. Somebody mentioned he still looks like a ball boy. Very youthful.
Does. Very young.
Got to take care of them ex-ball boys. Over the top, Petro inside position from Boris Diaw. 2:46 to go here in the third. Raja Bell and Ridnour both with 11 points here in the third quarter. Diaw inbounds it now to Raja Bell. Open look. And Boris Diaw scrapping for the offensive rebound. Delaney says give it to the Suns, and they'll have it.
Well, good thing he's the referee if he said give it to the Suns, because Bob Hill said the other way. And then you can see Boris getting up there and getting the rebound, knocking it off Ridnour. Suns ball.
Suns with the ball. They've won 11 of their last 14 games. They have won 4 of the last 5 against the Seattle team. Ridnour tracking Nash along with Petro. Now swings it over to James Jones. Wide open Raja Bell. Fires and rolls off. Petro with another rebound. He has 4. So the centers for the Sonics. Swift has 5, Petro with 4. Good job manning the paint. Ridnour is switch now, defended by James Jones. Radmanovich wants to post up Nash. Boris Diaw is over there with some help defense. Quickly recovers to Petro. Right-handed hook by Johan Petro.
Impressive move by the young 19-year-old. Caught it. Took no time whatsoever. Just a nice little right-handed hook.
Season high in scoring is 10 points. He has 6 so far. Raja Bell on the move. Bludgeoned, nailed in the face by Petro. And down on the floor, Raja Bell. Raja Bell hit right in the mug on his way to the hoop.
They're going to go hard to the basket, gets in midair, and gets hit right on the bridge of the nose by Petro. Unintentional, but still harmful and hurts right there. Bam.
That's got a smart.
That's going to leave a mark.
That's a violation. And to the line will go Raja Bell. Aaron Nelson over there wondering if he should pull out the smelling salts.
Aaron Nelson doesn't care. The Pittsburgh Steelers won today.
He is one happy fella. And no coincidence that's a yellow shirt over there.
Yellow shirt, black pants. Kidding me? I walked in today when I came to the arena. He had a Roethlisberger. What's his name? Roethlisberger.
Yep.
He had a jersey on.
Not surprised. He probably has it on underneath that yellow shirt, along with the terrible towel.
Probably got his Pittsburgh Steelers underwear on too. Not that I know if he has any, but I heard. The bus is here.
Very impressive victory for the Steelers back in the bowl. And it looks like they're going to take on the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
Last I checked, 34-14. Ronald Murray spinning, firing, high-arching shot, rebounded by Raja Bell. Nash thinks about the three, into the lane to Marion. Suns ball movement, they find Boris Diaw. That shot has departed 3D over the last week. He is very much
Is any of those D's a part of the shot? What are the
no, drive, dish, and defend.
Oh, so he's okay.
But it can't be D when he does drill his shot, but that hasn't been there lately. Very much a shooter that loses his confidence when he misses his first couple of shots. I'm talking to Phil Weber before this game.
Wow.
Luke Ridnour flips it in the lane.
Ridnour's having a heck of a game. I mean, Allen is only 4 for 15, hasn't done a whole lot. So Ridnour has stepped it up, 10 for 15 for 23 points.
Matching his season high with the 23. Nash carrying 3 defenders over there. Now gets it back from Marion. Creating for Raja Bell. Bell loses it, poked away by Ridnour. He has been everywhere. Ridnour into the lane, floats it up and in. The Luke Ridnour show continues.
Oh, what a great play defensively, reaching behind Nash and poking away, and then showing great confidence and poise, getting it all the way to the basket, hanging and able to lay it in. Plus the foul, you can see her just take your time and let it develop. Crosses over Steve, gets up, gets bumped actually by Petro, and knocks it in.
So now not only a new season high, but a new career high for Luke Ridnour. 23 was his previous career high. He now has 25 and a chance at a three-point play here, and Seattle on top by 1. I think I mentioned the shooting problems he's been having in his career to start this broadcast. That first meeting against the Suns in December, though, Ridnour was just 2 of 12 from the field. More symbolic of his shooting problems this season. No problems here tonight. 26. 2-point lead for Seattle. Nash nearly lost it. Diaw lobbing it up for Marion. Tipped away there at the cup by Damian Wilkins. Now Bob Hill wants his offense to milk the clock. Both teams over the 90-point mark here. The final stages of the third quarter. You like scoring. Points aplenty here this evening between the Suns and Sonics. Damian Wilkins, good look. Good shot for 3. 3 seconds, 2 seconds for Nash and the Suns. Loses it on the floor. Marion, no. Jess Kersey says not in time. They'll probably review it, but I don't believe Marion got it off in time. Suns outscoring Seattle 35-34 in that third quarter. We head to the fourth and final period here from downtown Phoenix. It's the Sonics leading the Suns by 5, and you are watching Phoenix Suns basketball on UPN 45.
Welcome back to U.S. Airways Center. I'm Dan Marley with my partner Jim Shorts. The score 96-91 Supersonics, and it's time to check out Jack in the Box. Inside the box score, you see the third quarter three-point field goals on fire. Phoenix Suns 7 for 8. Steve Nash 18 point, 8 to 6, 5 rebound. Ridnour having the game of his young career, 26 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. Take it away, Jim.
Better than T. McGee. Sonics on the scoring run to finish out that third quarter, 12-2 push. A very entertaining third period. Can they keep it up here in the fourth? And it will begin with Damian Wilkins going to the line. Of course, his father, Gerald Wilkins, 13 years in the NBA with the Knicks and Cavaliers.
I think his father may be Anthony Mason. He looks just like Anthony Mason. He does.
And Uncle Neek, Dominique Wilkins, his uncle.
That's Anthony Mason.
See a little resemblance there. Suns finished that third quarter 7 of 8 3-point shooting. And come explore the new Verizon Wireless Jungle Level 4 of the U.S. Airways Center at all Suns home games. Tons of fun for kids and adults alike. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. So we better start working and drilling into this lead, because now for Seattle, they are up by 7. Sonics come in averaging 101 points per game, 5th in the league in scoring. Suns, of course, #1 at 105. Marion from Boris Diaw.
And that same play we saw in the first half, that pick and roll with those two guys. Sean just sets the pick and then rolls to the basket. Nobody picks him up. Boris throws up. Sean finishes.
Offensively now, Seattle shooting 54% from the field. The Suns 47%. Flip Murray looking for Swift in the lane. Tipped out of there. Here comes Eddie House and the Suns. Eddie to his left, finds Marion, crashing down. Sean Marion from Eddie House.
Great patience by Eddie House. Sean wanted that earlier. Eddie waited, got around a defender, and then threw it up.
Suns would love to have this win here tonight. They do not want to head on a 6-game road trip with a loss. Ray Allen choked up there in the lane. It's Wilkins, not known as a 3-point shooter, but that was a 2 right on the line. Lead is 5. Wilkins only averages 5 points per game. Barbosa front iron. Jerked out of there by Murray. Pushing ahead. His pass goes out of bounds through the hands of Damian Wilkins. House has been quiet so far, but that means nothing. Throw out the numbers when he heads into the fourth quarter. Diaw from the outside. Good arch, good shot. Cuts the lead to 3.
Even though Boris hasn't been able to hit that shot consistently, he's got to take it to keep the defense honest.
And a double dribble violation on Flip Murray and the Sonics.
You're going to see this replay of House throwing that great pass to Sean. He could have threw it earlier, and instead crossover gets a little closer, and then a bullet pass to Sean, and Sean knows what to do with it.
Diaw has it again, left elbow. Defended there by Swift. Drives to his left. Trying to set up Marion. In the lane, back out to Diaw. 10 on the shot clock. Jones quickly covered up there by Allen. Eddie House for 3. Absolutely! The howitzer, Eddie House. Another $100 at Suns Charities from AutoZone. Ray Allen answers with the 3-pointer of his own.
Well, you said it earlier. It doesn't matter how House is shooting. He was 1 for 6 before that, but he can get it going quick. But there's another guy on the floor who can get it going just as quick, and Ray Allen.
Quick fire comes up short on that attempt. Mike D'Antoni imploring his troops to get back defensively. And now Jess Kersey blows his whistle, and a foul on Boris Diaw.
Swift did a good job of running the floor again, was trying to establish position in the low block. Diaw caught on his back, tried to grab him. Jess Kersey was right there, called the foul. Hey, you got to be right. I mean, D'Antoni's yelling at his guys, if you don't turn your, much like the Suns, you got to get back on defense, especially with guys like Ray Allen. He's going to catch it and let it go from 3.
Under Bob Hill, this team is running and scoring some serious points. They have obviously had problems on defense, the worst defensive team in the league. Diaw again fronting Swift and picks up another personal foul. That's number 4 on Boris Diaw.
D'Antoni wants to tell him that Swift is moving him out of the post. Delaney came back, said no, he wrapped him around the arm on the waist, so that's why he called the foul. But D'Antoni thinks he's replacing Diaw off that block.
And now 3 team fouls on Phoenix already here in the quarter. Seattle, a very good free throw shooting team, 78% from the line. Ray Allen hop, skip, and a jump in the lane. Barbosa hits the wood, and it'll be Ray Allen going to the line for 2. Seattle has been to the line 26 times here tonight. The Suns, 9. Suns are a perfect 9 of 9 from the line. Seattle 21 of 26, and here comes Nash for Phoenix. He will check in between free throws for Ray Allen, one of the top free throw shooters in the league, 90%, 5th best in the league. Nash, who checks in, is #1. We actually have 3 of the top 5 free throw shooters in the league, as Luke Ridnour is 4th best in the NBA at the stripe.
And Radmanovich shoots almost 94% from the free throw line. So some guys who can really shoot it from the line.
All right, just not enough attempts to make it into the NBA rankings for Radmanovich, 45 of 48. Allen sticks them both. Ray Allen now has 15 points, shooting just 5 of 16 from the field. And credit, again, the Suns defense and Raja Bell.
What'd you just say? Credit the Suns defense.
Well,
they got 105 points.
How about on Ray Allen?
They better try to guard somebody else.
I wanted to give Raja Bell a little credit after chasing around Kobe Bryant the last game. And even Raja himself said he's going to have to stay off of his feet between games, the Lakers and Sonics. From Kobe to Ray Allen. And it's a nightly basis for Raja taking on the shooting star of the other team. And we've got a timeout. 8:58 to go. You're right, Dano. Not a whole lot of defense in this one. Fun to watch if you like the scoring. And right now it's the Sonics +5. Sonics by 5 here in the fourth. Tonight's heart-pumping moment brought to you by Banner Health. Raja Bell smacked in the schnoz by Johan Petro.
Going hard to the hole. Love hurts sometimes, Tom. Love hurts.
A little French love there from Petro. The 19-year-old who started 18 games this season. Raja Bell. Take a look at his numbers. Another 20-point performance for Raja Bell. His offense has certainly been on the rise for Phoenix in this month of January. 14 on the shot clock for Phoenix. Down by 5. Nash in a switch. Defended there by Swift. Hangs with him the entire way and forces the turnover.
Well, used his size there. Didn't get called for the foul. Made Steve make a bad pass.
Swift showing some dividends after being selected 12th overall in the 2004 draft, and a defensive gem there by Sean Marion with the rejection.
If there's one thing the Suns have done right, it's 12 blocks here tonight. And that's the only thing they've done right defensively. Except for Raja Bell, of course, has been stellar.
Boris Diaw, he's rejected at the cup. Marion has 4 blocks. He had 5 against the Lakers. You're not going to give Raja any credit?
Oh, I love Raja. I just cannot talk about defense when it's 105 to 100 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Radmanovich. Oh, defended there by Marion.
There you go again. Just trying to get under my skin. You're being like Raja, trying to get under my skin.
That's right. Easy to do. Nash kills the dribble, turns on Swift, but comes up just shy.
Right, made a great move, just missed it.
Nash 8 of 12 shooting in this game, and a foul out on the perimeter whistled against Raja Bell of Phoenix. 4 team fouls now on the Suns at the 7:45 mark. And back in the lineup for Seattle is Luke Ridnour. Actually make that 5-team foul, so the Suns are now in the penalty. And back to the line goes Ray Allen.
Let's see one of the Suns' 12 blocks here. Sean doing a good job of staying with Flip Murray and uses that athletic ability and reach and gets the block shot. And that's, like I said, 12th block for the Suns here tonight.
Allen came in here hitting his last 27 free throw attempts. He's 5 of 6 here this evening. 6 of 7 for Ray Allen. Sonics lead is 7. Time beginning to become a factor for the Suns. Ridnour now back on the floor. Marion from the outside for 3. Suns need it and get it. Good shot by Marion. And for the Suns now, 14 of 29, 3-point shooting. Another $100 is Suns Charities from AutoZone. The lead is 4. Wilkins with the size advantage on Nash. Tried to pitch it back out to Ridnour. Tipped out of bounds by Eddie House. Seattle will have it with 12 on the shot clock. Sonics looking for their 6th win on the road this season. Suns trying to improve to 17-6 here at home. Allen for 3, straight, and down it goes for Ray Allen.
Allen just being patient, waiting for Swift to get a good pick, and doesn't need much room, much like Eddie House, to let that ball fire.
Back to a 7-point edge for the Sonics. Allen rams right into a Kurt Thomas screen, and Thomas is hit with a personal.
D'Antoni's pleading with the referee, saying Swift is moving on his picks. That's why Allen was able to get open, and then they come down and they call an offensive foul on Kurt Thomas. See here, going to try to get Allen, and gets caught for moving, and D'Antoni said that's the same thing Swift's doing.
Critical time for the Suns. If ever they needed some stops, it's here and now. Radmanovich, size advantage on Eddie House, trying to post up down low, and House hit with a foul, and that sends Radmanovich to the line. So the Suns being in the penalty situation is really hurting them here in the fourth quarter.
You're right, that's a problem, especially against a team that shoots good free throws. Radmanovich shoots 94%, Ray Allen over 90, Ridenour over 90, so it's not good if the Sonics are going to be going to the line here with 6:44 to go.
Constantly seeing Sonics players with a size mismatch against the Suns on their offensive end. There, Radmanovich against House. We saw Diao picking up a couple of fouls trying to defend Robert Swift. And just moments ago, Nash against Wilkins in the low block. Check out the Arizona Sports Report on FSN Arizona nightly at 9:30 for interviews, game previews, highlights, and player profiles. The ASR gets you up close and personal with the Suns nightly at 9:30 only on FSN Arizona. The lead is 9 for Seattle. Radmanovich has 17 for the Sonics. Nash and the Suns need a spark. Raja for three. And he hits rock bottom with another big shot for the Suns. Number 15 on the night for Phoenix.
Coming off the pick and roll. Credit Kurt Thomas for that. He did a great job of going down and screening Ray Allen.
Raja Bell now has 23 for Phoenix. Inside of 10 on the shot clock for Ridenour. Pulls it back. In a switch, Kurt Thomas against the crafty Ridenour. Radmanovich wide left and short. Boris Diaw trying to block out Swift. And it's a personal foul on Robert Swift of Seattle. Good job of boxing out. Good technique down there by Boris Diaw. Rashard Lewis quickly returns for Bob Hill and the Sonics. Bob Hill, the former head coach in San Antonio with the Spurs, also coached the Pacers and Knicks. Was a head coach in Italy, and his last head coaching job was actually at Fordham University. Marion in the corner. A couple of dribbles and back to Nash. In a maze of defenders, gets it over to Raja Bell. Another three-pointer. Raja that once again for Bell.
And once again, Kurt Thomas gets that screen on Allen, not able to get out and get Raja Bell. Gets the wide open three, and then Swift with the hard pick on Raja.
Now the foul is being called on Raja Bell. They're counting the three-pointer by Ray Allen. A double dose of bad news against Phoenix. Foul on Bell. Count the hoop for the Sonics. And now a discussion between Delaney and Tony Brown. So they will try to iron things out here with 5:40 to go. Sonics currently hanging on to a 6-point lead.
Now see, Ray Allen doesn't need much room. Steps up behind that line. Foul call, knocks down the three. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Ray Allen putting on a shooting display here in the fourth quarter. He already has 13 points in the quarter. When you purchase a Home of Miracles raffle ticket by January 31st and use the code word NASH with your entry, you'll be eligible for the Suns road trip early bird drawing to be held on February 4th. Log on to www.homeofmiracles.com for ways to enter. So Ray Allen had 10 points after 3 quarters of play. And then compliment the defense of Raja Bell. Ray Allen goes off for 14.
I told you.
Someday I'll learn, Dan. Learn to take your cue. So they count the three-pointer by Ray Allen. Foul on Raja Bell. They give one free throw now to Robert Swift.
Not only has Seattle shot 54% from the floor here tonight, they've gone to the line 32 times, soon to be 33. Not a good combination for the Suns.
Swift receiving his first start tonight. Knocks it down, 11 points, 6 rebounds for the 20-year-old Robert Swift. Suns in the second half, 11 of 13 three-point shooting, and yet they trail by 7. No doubt early deficiencies on defense. It's continued into the second half. Baseline, Boris Diaw inside of 5 on the shot clock. Marion will have to pump it up. And Kurt Thomas tracks it down for the offensive rebound. 10 rebounds now for Kurt Thomas. Bell drives. His pass right into the chest of Ridnour, and an easy 2 for Ray Allen.
I'm going to tell you, Swift has done a good job with that long body on pick and rolls. I mean, he's making the Suns turn some bad passes over to the supersonic for easy buckets, but Raja comes right back and nails that 3.
Another three-pointer for Raja Bell. 29 points for Raja. Remember, his career high is 30 that he had in that triple overtime contest in Denver against the Nuggets. Raja 7 of 11 three-point shooting. And in that game against Denver, had a career-high 8 three-pointers. Suns will have it down by 6, 4:34 to go.
Here's Swift trying to roll the basket. Steve gets his hand on it. Saves it to Kurt Thomas.
Nash working off a Thomas screen, fires away, in and out for Steve Nash. 18 points, 12 assists so far for Nash. Suns 17 of 34 three-point shooting. Ridnour for 2, comes up short. And then a loose ball foul on Luke Ridnour of Seattle. So the Suns will have it, 4:08 to go, trailing by 6. Suns looking for win number 7 in a row here at home and in the month of January. Nash again trying to drive by Swift, hangs in the air, gets it to Diaw, 16-footer, right elbow for Boris Diaw. The lead is 4. Boris Diaw off the bench, 4 of 6 shooting, 8 points, 6 assists. Marion and Rashard Lewis battling for position on the low block, and a double foul on Marion and Lewis.
That's just a bad call. I was watching that play the whole time. Sean was trying to front Rashard Lewis. Lewis was dislodging him, trying to get better position, and Sean and Rashard get called for a double foul. Rashard's got that knee in the back of Sean, trying to root him out. Sean just there fronting him, and Jess calls a double foul.
And we have a timeout. The Sonics were 13 and 17, 30 games into the season when they showed Bobby Weiss the door. Just 2 and 7 under Bob Hill, but playing motivated and confident basketball here tonight in Phoenix, looking to upend and upset the Suns. Going down the wire here in downtown Phoenix.
Baby? Where's the baby?
Big question, Bella or Lola? One of the...
I don't know, we can't tell by her hair.
I know, pulled back. Tonight's High Flyers, presented by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. Air Major Marley, for the last time in a couple of weeks.
And then the young fella, Swift, very athletic. Diaw to Marion. And then Diaw. And then the house with the bullet pass. The Matrix!
Seattle has it. 10 on the shot clock, leading by 4. Important possession for the Sonics coming out of the timeout. Hill wants to go low block to Rashard Lewis, spins free past Marion.
Very good move there. Drop step baseline power move by Rashard Lewis.
What a strong low post performer. Rashard Lewis can step out, hit the 3, and post you up on the block. Nash, triple team, nowhere to go. Bails out to Marion, rising up. Suns need it and get it from Sean Marion.
Steve got away with a walk there. Swift again using that big body, but he's able to get it out to Marion, and nobody better in getting that lane and laying it into Sean.
Seattle clogging the middle, but still Nash comes up with assist number 13. Marion has 24. Offensive foul as Raja hits the woods.
We'll see here, Raja setting up there in the paint, and Rashard Lewis bumps into him. Raja goes down, gets the foul called. Big call there as the Suns get the ball down by 4.
Free possession for the Suns. 120-116. Nash drives to his right, finds a seam. hammered by Swift, hits the floor, pops back up, and will head to the line.
I like this kid, man. I like this Swift. That's a good hard foul. He didn't try to hurt Steve, and this is what you have to do if you're a big guy. You got to protect your guards. Goes over and tries to get the block. Good job of Steve of getting in the paint and drawing the foul, but got to credit that young guy for playing hard.
Robert Swift played 72 minutes in his rookie year. 72 minutes. That was it. First trip to the line for Steve Nash here tonight.
And only 10 for the Suns.
33 for Seattle. Nash going for point number 20, gets it. 20 points, 13 assists. Most importantly, cuts the lead to 2. Here we go, final 2.5 minutes in the fourth quarter. They want Richard again in the low block against Marion. Double team help from Nash. Back to Lewis, 5 on the shot clock. Rid now, open look, couldn't get it. They could have called a travel too on Ridnour. He moved both of his feet before that shot.
That's a good job though by the Suns. They didn't go off Radmanovich. They made Ridnour take the shot. He's not a good shooter.
Suns to tie or take the lead. Fans are on their feet. Ball is kicked, and they will put 14 seconds on the shot clock. Inside of 2 minutes to go. Seattle's biggest lead here tonight has been 13 points. Raja Bell to inbound. Gets it to Nash. Waiting for a Marion screen. Marion pops. Drives on Radmanovich. Rising up. Tissue soft for the Matrix. And we are tied at 120.
That's such a tough shot going to your left hard off of one dribble, but Shaw continues to knock those down.
Dan, fans want some defense.
Good luck.
Have they failed to look at the scoreboard? Ray Allen going bang! That was cold-blooded by Ray Allen. Gives Seattle a 3-point lead.
You can't let him get that shot. You got to step up on the double team and make him get rid of the basketball.
That silenced the crowd. Nash wants to answer for 3 of his own. Pops out. Oh, so close for Steve Nash. 1:20 to go. What a vital 3-point shot there by Ray Allen. Now takes the handoff from Ridnour. Swift back to Ridnour. 5 on the shot clock. Radmanovich, it's straight. Too strong. Rebound, Raja Bell. Suns need a 3 to tie. Into the corner, Marion. Now it's Nash. Defended by Swift. 10 on the shot clock. Into the lane, tracked the entire way, fades, and plugs it. 1-point game. Nash now with 22. Bob Hill, Mike D'Antoni letting them play it out. Kurt Thomas following Ray Allen in the lane. Loose ball, here comes Sean Marion. Elevates and detonates, and the Suns take the lead.
Well, there was your defense, Tom. Double team Swift, Warren got the ball. The Matrix coast to coast with the slam. Holla! Double team. Kurt strips it. The Matrix, and he knows he's got a dunk, and the fans are going crazy. Suns up by 1 with 15 seconds to go.
Suns have taken the lead on the runaway jam from Sean Marion. We'll go back over the last couple of plays by Phoenix, and they have received a little defense here late.
Yeah, you're going to see him just get swarmed by 4 guys. First Nash, and then Kurt Thomas is going to get the ball out, and nobody better. Sean Marion quick to the ball, blows by Rashard Lewis, finishes strong. Now the Suns up by 1 here, and then Nash. He's got Swift on him. He's going to take the big guy into the lane. Stops, pivots back. It's that little patented 13-footer, and now we talked about the lack of defense all night. Well, the Suns just need 1 stop.
15.7 seconds to go. New head coach, Bob Hill, drawing up a play in that timeout.
Watch this guy right here. He's got 18 in the quarter. You know he's going to put up that last shot.
They went to Rashard Lewis out of that last timeout. Spun past Marion. Ridnour hands it over to Ray Allen. Driving on Nash. Trouble with the handle. Pulls back, open look, and throws it. Three-pointer by Ray Allen. And it's a 2-point lead for the Sonics.
That's why he's still one of the best in the league. I mean, he ran off screen. Suns did everything they could. Switched every pick. Steve Nash, good defense. Just broken down. Step back. Hit a huge three. The
Physicality, too, of Ray Allen to create space from Steve Nash.
He's going to run off some screens. He's finally getting the ball. He's going to penetrate. Get Steve off balance. Step back. Nobody better hits a straightaway three. Suns got plenty of time.
Ray Allen now has 21 points in the quarter. Third all-time three-pointers made, and he stuck a big one.
Well, you knew they were going at him. He went off of three screens. Boris Diaw steps out, then Nash switches on the dribble, and he's just going to use that dribble. Throws Steve off with his left hand, steps behind, hits a big shot. We know this guy can play. He's got 31, 21 here in the fourth.
So the Suns need a 2 to tie, a 3 to take the lead or win it before embarking on a 6-game road trip. Seattle trying to end a 4-game skid. They've lost 7 of their last 8. They get it into Boris Diaw, gets it to Nash, lifts it up with the left hand, and hits it. 1.6 to go. We are tied at 126.
What a great play drew up by D'Antoni. Get it to Boris Diaw on the block. They're going to try to deny Steve Nash. He back cut. Great pass, even a better shot. The left-handed off the glass to tie this one up.
Woo! Was NBA quality by Steve Nash. What a tough shot with the left hand.
Throw it into Diaw. Nash is going to back cut, and then watch this shot. Left-handed over Allen off the glass. Clutch shot. Set play, beautiful. You were going to try to deny Nash to get the ball. Took advantage, threw Ridnour off, went back door, and then with the beautiful left hand, a good pass by Diaw. Even if, D'Antoni. That's just the play you draw up and ran it to perfection.
All right, Mr. Overtime, Dan Marley. Been a part of a couple triple overtime games. Overtime game in Chicago. 1.6 though, still on the clock for Seattle. That's enough time to get a pretty good looking shot off.
It's plenty of time to get a shot off. And watch for Ray Allen again running off screens. As the Suns, you want to switch everything, but you got to make sure you're on the same page. If you switch out, you don't want to leave somebody wide open underneath the basket where they could just catch it and lay it in. So everybody's got to be on the same page.
This is quality entertainment.
This is a good game.
126 apiece.
A lot of fun.
Ray Allen hit the 3 to put Seattle up by 2. Suns go to the reigning MVP for a left-handed runner in the lane under pressure. And another shot for Seattle to try to end it right here and now. Damian Wilkins will inbound it for Seattle. Radmanovich, Ridnour, Ray Allen, and Rashard Lewis, the 5 on the floor for Seattle. Allen has 21 points already here in the fourth quarter. 31 on the night. Rashard sealing out Marion. The ball is tipped, it goes up, Marion rejects it, and we are headed to overtime. The defensive stand there by Sean Marion on Rashard Lewis sends us to the extra period.
Well, they were trying to get the ball to Ray Allen, getting down in the post. Suns did a good job. They get to Rashard Lewis. Sean Marion with his 5th block. Not over the matrix. Overtime.
For the 5th time this season, the Suns head to an extra period. They are 1-3 in overtime games. Lost in double overtime in the opener here at home to Dallas. Lost both of those triple overtime contests in New York and in Denver. And their lone OT win was New Year's Eve in Chicago.
If we get triple overtime here, we may get 400 points. We might.
Looked like that Denver-Phoenix game that you guys had. Paul Westhead was coaching the Denver Nuggets. So it's Marion and Swift And we are up and away in overtime. Seattle 2-1 in overtimes this season. Ridnour to Swift down the lane, had to alter his shot. Marion was there to meet him at the top, but a late whistle on Sean Marion, who picks up personal foul number 5.
We talk a lot about this kid. I like that control. Rolls down the lane. A good pass by Ridnour. He goes up. Looks like he wants to dunk it. Sees Marion over there. Adjusts. He gets the foul called. Good active defense by Sean to come across the weak side. Looked like if he would have kept that left-handed straight and not reached in, he probably would have got away with it.
Knocks down the first free throw. Coming into this game, Robert Swift had attempted 12 free throws and had hit only 3. So a 25% free throw shooter coming into this one. He's 4 of 7 so far tonight. Hits them both here. First 2 points of overtime from Robert Swift at the line. Nash, 24 points, 13 assists after regulation. Rajabel leading the Suns with the 29 points. Marion with 28. Nash pulls back on Ridnour. Straight and sweep for Steve Nash.
Pulls back his right. Looked like he's going to penetrate. Just planted on left foot, push back, and knock down the jumper.
Allen, quick fire 3.
Ow.
Ripping the cords. Ray Allen still burning up from the fourth quarter and now into overtime. Ray Allen with 34 points. He had only 10 after 3 quarters of play.
Yeah, we saw Kobe Bryant the other night get hot in the fourth, and we're seeing another superstar doing it here tonight.
The lead is 3 for Seattle. Boris Diaw, they leave him wide open, dare him to shoot. Diaw in double figures now with 10. 7 assists, 4 rebounds as well for 3D. The lead is 1. Rajabel shadowing Allen. Nash pokes it away. Nash back to Marion, rising up and heading to the line.
Well, Sean Marion knows what to do with the basketball. He got it right back to his point guard. And Steve didn't have very long, just touch passed it back to the matrix. He went hard to the basket, got fouled. But you're just looking at Ray Allen. It looks like he wants to take control of this game as he's being very aggressive offensively. And right here, Sean's going to say, I'm going to get it to my point guard. And Nash just a touch back to Marion and goes hard to the basket.
So special to watch, especially in person, Dan. The speed of Sean Marion. Tracking down the loose ball, passing it to Nash, still trying to finish at the cup in a full gallop. Ties the game at 131. And gets the second one. Suns take the lead here in overtime. Marion has 30 points. Ridnour over to Radmanovich. Nash trying to stay in front of Vlad. Rolls off. Rebound jerked away by Kurt Thomas. Suns come into the game 4.5 up on the Clippers in the Pacific Division. 5.5 up on the Lakers. Marion step back 3. Too strong. High rebound. Swift was there. Thomas was there. And it's a foul on Robert Swift of Seattle. That is number 5 on Swift.
We see Richard daring Sean to shoot, and then Kurt does a good job of boxing out Swift and gets the call.
Sean Marion, 5 personal fouls for Phoenix. Barbosa has 5 as well. Currently on the Suns bench. Swift, 5 fouls for Seattle. Here comes Nash, dissecting the D, into the lane. Hooks it over now to Diaw. 3 minutes to go in OT. Nash flashing in. Left-handed, no-look shot, and it goes off of Kurt Thomas out of bounds. That would have been something special if Nash could have flipped that in. 11 of 18 shooting for Nash here tonight. Ridnour has been sensational as well. He also 11 of 18. Both point guards identical shooting numbers. Allen pushing off on Rajabel and hits it. Using that forearm to create space.
It's a good veteran move. He does use that left, going right, uses that left arm to push off, gives him just enough space to get that jumper off.
You cannot defend that. You're moving laterally and then you take a push. Marion with the finger roll in the lane. Kurt Thomas tipping it. Marion grabs it again, right-handed hook. Nothing but net for Sean Marion, who now has 32.
Let me tell you what, Kurt Thomas has had a great quiet game here on the boards, keeping balls alive, screens. He's doing all the little things that are going to help the Suns win this game.
Thomas has 12 rebounds. Marion has 10, another double-double for Sean Marion. Ray Allen off the screen, only needs a sliver of daylight. Rebounded by Nash. Inside of 2 minutes to go. Suns up by 1. Kurt Thomas, he deserves this, Jay. Comes up short, and the rebound is Swift. Just the 6th shot tonight for Kurt Thomas. Has hit 3. Low block, Rashard Lewis. Here comes the double team from Kurt Thomas. And now they swing it to Radmanovich. Nails it right in front of Mike D'Antoni, who knew trouble was brewing.
Well, he knew as soon as they left Radmanovich. I don't care if you're double teaming, you cannot leave that guy up behind the arc. He's such a great shooter. Anybody else but him, not Ray Allen, but Rashard Lewis, anybody but Radmanovich.
The three-pointer giving Seattle the 2-point advantage. And now it's Nash. Crisscrossing on Rittenauer, straight and ripping the course once again is Steve Nash. We're tied at 136. Nash now with 28. Back and forth they go. A tremendous shooting display by both teams here tonight. Inside of a minute to go in OT. Rittenauer nearly knocked loose there by Dial. Radmanovich over to Swift. Oh, a soft touch there by Swift in crunch time.
Radmanovich that time puts it on the floor, draws the help. Swift with a nice little drop.
Acts as if he's been in this league 7 or 8 years. Playing in pressure situations. Marion pulls back on Swift and cans it amidst the pressure.
Big time shot by Sean there over the 7-footer Swift.
Trading basket after basket, Suns and Sonics. Like a heavyweight title fight. Nash defending Ray Allen, high out on the perimeter, 5 on the shot clock. Allen, watch that left arm, spinning, blocked from behind by Kurt Thomas, and the shot clock blows up on Seattle. They may put 1 second on the clock, and now we have a discussion.
They better not.
The ball did not hit out of bounds until after the shot clock exploded.
Kurt Thomas comes off of Swift and gets that block from behind when the ball went out of bounds. Had to be in less than 1 second. You're going to see Kurt Thomas come off of Swift from behind. Block shot. And you see it up there, up the clock right here.
Watch when the ball hits the floor out of bounds, right? Whoa. Still, yep, they should put really inside of a second on the clock. Boy, that was almost simultaneous. So now they come over to the official score. 14.1 seconds to go here in overtime. Suns and Sonics tied at 138. And we will take the timeout when we come back. The end of OT. Bob Delaney is now calling over both coaches, finally getting a definitive answer as to how much time will be put on the shot clock. And he will explain it now to Bob Hill and Mike D'Antoni. Kurt Thomas with the block. The ball headed out of bounds. They have 14.1 on the game clock. A little fist bump there from Hill and D'Antoni, and they'll call it a shot clock violation, and they will give the ball to the Phoenix Suns.
Took a while, but they got it right. Give them credit. Perseverance sometimes, Tom. Perseverance.
You don't see that often. Little fist knock, head coach to head coach. Kind of a classy move.
Good to see her. Kurt blocks it. Ball's going to go out of bounds right now. So yeah, there's either going to be about 0.1 or 0.2 left. You can't get a shot. You can't get a shot off in that time. So good call by Bob Delaney, which means the Suns are going to have the final shot of this period.
See Jack Sikma over there, one of the assistant coaches in Seattle. They also hired Detlef Schrempf as a part-time assistant coach. He will not travel with the team, but a former Sonics player as well, joining the staff of Bob Hill. And Mike D'Antoni drawing up a play. The Suns will have it with the game all tied up at 138 here in overtime. Now earlier it was Bob Delaney checking his blood pressure with Jess Kersey because of the pace of play. Suns fans need to check their blood pressure this season with all these dramatic overtime games. So, Mike D'Antoni, what does he draw up, Thunder Dan?
Well, it's pretty simple. Get the ball in your MVP and make sure, one thing you want to do is make sure you get the last shot. Because a guy like Ray Allen, he doesn't need much time, but look for Steve to kind of penetrate, either take it all the way to himself or kick to somebody open, but you want to make sure you take that last shot.
Both teams shooting over 50% from the field. Seattle 53%, the Suns 51%. Nash has hit 12 of his 19 shots, Marion 14 of 28. Two viable options here in the final 14 seconds. Fans are on their feet here at US Airways Center. Suns going after win number 7 in a row here at home. Ridnour picks Nash's pocket, goes out of bounds, and Seattle will have it. The defensive play by Ridnour forcing the turnover. Timeout, Bob Hill and the Sonics.
Ridnour very aggressive. Looked like he could have fouled Steve, but he may not get that call. Goes out of bounds. Seattle's ball. Wow.
Who would have thought? Maybe the most reliable ball handler in the NBA loses it to Ridnour and the Sonics, and now they have 4.5 seconds to try to win this. .5 seconds to go here in overtime. Teams are tied up at 138. Ray Allen, 36 points here tonight so far.
Has gotten hot here. This is a big one. Steps back and hits the three. One of the best shooters in the league, and we can look to see if he's going to get the ball here. You see him there squaring up Shawn Marion, so no big surprise who the ball is going to go to here, just like we wanted to have Steve Nash with the ball. Well, this is Ray Allen's time now.
Radmanovich to inbound for Seattle. Quick pass for Sean Lewis. Shakes Marion into the air, rejected by Marion and Kurt Thomas. Mike D'Antoni tried to call a timeout, but we, I believe, are headed to a second overtime. Yes, we are. Kurt Thomas and Shawn Marion there to meet Richard at the top.
Marion's been doing this all game. Welcome to the block party. Shawn Marion with another one. Should have went to Ray Allen, I told you.
Headed to a second overtime here in downtown Phoenix. Let's go back over those last two defensive plays. And Dan, you mentioned that referees tend to swallow their whistle late in games, which allows you to gamble defensively.
I agree. You got to let the players win there. Steve Nash was just a little lackadaisical. You got to give the Ridnour to getting up and making that happen. And then here, the same thing. Shawn Lewis can go hard to the hole. You can't call a foul here. Good hard play by Shawn Marion. Thought the referees did a good job on both calls.
So OT we go. Suns and Sonics, a second overtime period.
I got nothing to do.
Keep track of the minutes. Marion has played 48 so far. 44 for Raja Bell. 48 minutes for Radmanovich. 46 for Ray Allen. Marion and Swift to jump it off. Marion has 5 personal fouls, and so does Swift, as we head and begin the second overtime. Each team scoring 12 in that first OT period. Ridnour trying to work through the Kurt Thomas screen. Marion in the corner for 3. Absolutely! Rock bottom for Shawn Marion to begin the second overtime.
37, 10 rebounds, 6 blocks.
18 made three-pointers here tonight for the Suns. Ridnour, 17-footer, got it. 1 point Suns lead. Ridnour now has 28. The Suns team record for three-pointers in a game is 19. Did that in regulation last season against the Lakers. Marion wants another 3. Arch Deluxe comes up just short. Rebound cradled there by Ray Allen. Into the attacking zone. 4 defenders there, leaving Radmanovich free to fire. Tips the rebound over to Nash. Trademark Steve Nash licking those fingers on his way down the floor, and fouled by Swift. He is done. Number 6 on Robert Swift. And you cannot say enough about the defense by Swift in this entire game.
Very aggressive, too aggressive there, way out. 30 feet from the basket, but I tell you what, that's very impressive, that young kid. Trying to stop Steve Nash from penetrating, gets out, tries to cut him off, but too much there, knocks him off the ball, and hit the road, Jack.
Returning now for Seattle, Johan Petro. 6 points and 4 boards in 17 minutes of play for Petro. Swift checks out with 15 points, 7 boards.
Seattle's gonna be excited about that kid.
Suns have it leading by 1 here in the second overtime. It's Marion. One dribble to his left, frees himself of Radmanovic. Hold on, offensive foul on Kurt Thomas of Phoenix. Trying to set the screen to free Marion. Personal foul number 3 on Kurt Thomas.
And Kurt's been doing this all game, trying to free people out in there. He just trying to not let Petro get out there and block the shot. That time got caught for the hold.
Ridnour circles back now, gives it to Radmanovic, hands it off to Ray Allen, and his 36 points, wants 3 more. In the face of more pressure, Ray Allen now has 39.
You can't do any more than that Raja Bell did. I mean, Ray Allen was 2 feet behind the line with a hand in his face, still knocked it down.
And a 2-point lead for Seattle. Raja, get it over to Kurt Thomas. Power move on Petro, and a ticket to the line for Kurt Thomas of Phoenix. 143, 141 here in the second overtime. They were tied at 126 after regulation. Tied at 138 going into the second OT.
Watch this shot. Just pulls up on a dime, foot behind the line. Raja's right there, but this guy is still one of the best 2 guards in the league.
There's a reason why he's 3rd all-time three-point shooting. And there you have the free throws, 30 of 35 for Seattle. Suns a perfect 15 of 15. Allen gets it over to Ridnour off the glass, too strong. Rebound tipped over to Nash. Here come the Suns. Tied up at 143. Radmanovic reaching in, and they say on the dish-off, the foul against Radmanovic of Seattle.
That last possession, Allen got double-teamed. Ridnour just missed the puppy, and then Nash penetrates, and Sonic's trying to be aggressive, get in there to reach and knock it out, and that time got caught for the foul.
So they'll give the Suns the ball on the side. 18 seconds on the shot clock. 2:40 to go in the second overtime. Who will prevail here tonight? Diao, head fake, and the finish for 3D.
Nice job by Diao attacking the basket and then pump faking, wait for the defender to fly by, lays it in.
12 points now for Diao. Nash recovers defensively on Ridnour. Playing one of his best games of his pro career. Allen spins. Raja Bell trying to strip it away, and he's hit with a personal foul.
Raja's trying to do everything he can to deny Ray Allen the ball, but he's still getting it, and then penetrating, protect the spun. Raja tried to reach in and knock it away. Splits the double team here, and on the spin, Raja gets a little bit of the wrist.
And the Suns head on that 6-game road trip, departing tomorrow for Orlando, Miami, Atlanta, Cleveland, Philadelphia, and Boston. It'll be a tired group on the Suns charter plane. After another multiple overtime game, Ridnour sticks it from the outside.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
He has been lethal here tonight. 30 points for Luke Ridnour, adding to his career high. Previously was 23. Also has 11 assists. Tied at 145. He's had to defend Steve Nash all night long. Boris Diaw, pump fake into the lane, hangs in the air. Draws the foul from Petro, and to the line goes Boris Diaw.
Diaw catches that and shows the ball to Rashard Lewis, who went way in the air, and Diaw goes to the basket strong, ends up getting fouled. See him going to show the ball to Lewis. Goes right by him. Petro tries to get over there with the block. Now Diaw's got to knock these down.
First trip to the line tonight for Diaw. Very confident release there. 13.7 assists so far for Diaw.
Diaw, who didn't get the start tonight, but getting a lot of playing time down here in the stretches. Leandro stays on the bench.
That will make assistant coach Phil Weber very happy. 2 pure free throws there from Diaw. The Suns lead is 2. Watch out, it's Ray Allen again. In and out. Rebound, Rashard Lewis. Fresh 24 for Seattle. Backs down on Marion. Baby hook by Lewis. Tied again.
Offensive rebound, composes himself, gets in the middle. Nice, strong jump hook by Rashard Lewis.
Comes in averaging 22 points per game. 17 here tonight for Rashard Lewis. Nash creating in the lane. Finds an open. Kurt Thomas comes up short. Seattle with a chance to take the lead here in the second overtime. Rittenauer surveying the floor. Radmanovic flashing free for two from Rashard Lewis, and it's a 2-point Sonics lead.
Radmanovic running the floor late. Rashard Lewis with a bullet pass.
22 points now for Radmanovic. Nash serpentining through the lane. Could not finish with the left hand.
Big possession here. The Suns need to stop.
40 seconds to go, second OT. The 30-year-old veteran, Ray Allen, taking his time. Shot clock is at 5. Allen, cross-court, Rittenauer fires it up, and the shot clock explodes on the Sonics. Bit of a wasted possession there for Bob Hill's group. And Mike D'Antoni and the Suns will call a timeout. 22.5 to go in the second overtime, and Phoenix down by 2.
Allen was trying to create. And then you can see Rittenauer going. Nice pass for Rashard. Bullet pass. Radmanovic lays it in. Suns down by 2 here with 22 seconds to go.
With our director, Dan Siegman, our producer, David Hughes, Tom Leander, Dan Marley back with you. Second overtime, Suns and Sonics. Phoenix has the ball, trailing by 2. And the points have been pouring out of these two teams from the opening tip. Last NBA game with 300-plus points was a double overtime affair between Dallas and Houston in 1995. We're almost there. 3 away for these two teams to hit that 300-point mark. So Eddie House is out there now for Phoenix, along with Nash, Marion, Kurt Thomas,
and Raja
Bell over there in the corner right in front of the Seattle bench.
House in there. Diao goes out, gives him another shooter so Steve can penetrate, spread the floor.
20 seconds to go in the second overtime. Suns down 2. Raja Bell has it. Pump fakes, fires and connects, and we are tied at 149. Timeout, Seattle.
Big shot for the supposedly defensive stopper. Raja's been hot all night. That's his number 31 point. Raja ringing the bell.
And now Seattle has 11 seconds to try to win this in the second OT. Raja Bell, big time money shot.
Again, puts it on the floor, a little pump fake, says, why not? I've been hot all night. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 141, 140, or 149, 149, 11 seconds. Could it be 3 overtimes, Tom?
We're delirious. Dan Marley, we're 11 seconds away from the third triple overtime game this season.
Let's hope.
First, it's Seattle in possession, game tied at 149. Same strategy as you talked about with the Suns. You want to get the last shot off here if you're Seattle.
Right, probably look for the Suns to switch everything, and worst comes to worst, double Ray Allen. Don't let him get a good look at it.
A fun Sunday night here at US Airways Center. Into the hands of Ray Allen. Oh! Rashard Lewis has it beyond the three-point stripe. Back to Allen. And a foul on Boris Diaw with 2.5 seconds to go.
And a foul to give, so that's why Boris did it, but he was guarding Ray Allen so close. I wouldn't have took that foul. He would have had to hit a tough shot.
So Seattle will have it on the side with 2.5 to go in the second overtime, and we will take another TO. He's back on his feet. But even Suns owner Robert Sarver looks a bit drained from this double overtime affair.
Game's been so long, he's grown facial hair.
And that foam finger is a bit idle right now. You know he's a little tired over there. Seattle with the ball. Game tied. 2.5 to go in the second overtime. Allen, Lewis, Petro, Ridnour, and Radmanovich. 5 on the floor offensively for Seattle. Came into this game 9 games under 500. Going toe-to-toe with the first-place Suns. Ray Allen going deep for the win. Game winner by Ray Allen. That was a cold-blooded bomb.
Tom, he's one of those guys, you can't let him get there. I don't care how far past that three-point line he is. He's got great range. They didn't switch out, and he caught it 25 feet and let it go, and as soon as it was gone, it looked good.
Far beyond the three-point stripe, Ray Allen has ended this affair in 2 overtimes. 42 points for Ray Allen, the big-time 3.
Matrix got out there too late, though. That guy's got crazy range.
Player of the game, Suns Report, coming up next.